Well, hello everybody, agus bhur géad míle fáilte robisteach an sa to the Kingdom of Kerry for this year's historic 1993 County Senior Football Championship Final, sponsored as always by the Allied Irish Banks. Well indeed, it is a very unique occasion in Kerry, an occasion that everybody, every footballing supporter in the county looks forward to, the Senior Championship Final. Well, this year indeed has been a big surprise and a very exciting campaign, because at the beginning of the year nobody expected, I'm sure, that the babes of Kerry football, the new babes of Kerry football, Annascaul, would have reached this stage. Castleisland, well, Laune Rangers, the men from the Laune, have previously won the title in 1989, that's just a number of years ago, but at the beginning of this year's competition, really and truly, I don't think anybody expected that either of these two sides would have reached today's final. Well, Castleisland, we start with Castleisland. Well, they last won the title in 1989, as I said, but prior to that hadn't won the title in 78 years. That was going back as far as 1911. And on that particular occasion, in 1989, when they last won the title, well, their proud captain, Peter Lyons, you can see here, accepted the trophy aloft in Killarney, Fitzgerald Stadium. That's where the actual championship was played in that particular year, as they were playing a team from the town of Tralee, and the bylaw states, well, that if the other competing team wishes to go outside of Tralee for the final, then that has to be adhered to. Well, how have Laune Rangers done so well over the years? Well, they had a great underage team. It began back in 1971, being defeated in the under-12 county final. However, in 1972, they were to make up for that when they won their first ever underage title, bringing home the under-12 championship. This was to be won again in 1972 and 73, and again they were to reach the final in 1981, even though being defeated in 81. Again in 87, they won the under-16 county championship title. It was at this underage level and the work that was done by the various mentors over the years that really started the foundation of bringing players along the way, and a good number of the players in today's county final have come up through those underage ranks. But it was in 1989, really, when the picture you can see here in front of you brought the title back for the first time in the modern era, and that particular team was captained by Peter Lyons. Well, since then, Laune Rangers have had their ups and downs in championship, have done well enough in Mid-Kerry, but today, for them and for their supporters all over the county, they will be hoping to bring that title back to the banks of the Laune again. Can they do it? Well, during this video we'll be going back to their camp to have a chat with them to see how they're feeling and how they feel about Annascaul. But the bookies have made them raging hot favourites to beat Annascaul, who are competing in their first ever county final. Well, can Annascaul do it? For a club formed in the mid-1950s, really, this is a story of rags to riches in a manner of speaking. Annascaul, a club, I suppose, whom nobody gave a chance to at the start of the year, a club who had success in small stages over the years. Their first major title coming in 1976, and you can see in this black and white photograph here, well, they became the Kerry novice champions. Now, the only person who is still with the team from that 76 game is actually Tommy Dial, and Tommy Dial today will be bidding to be the first clubman in County Kerry to win a junior, novice, intermediate and senior title with his own club. He already, of course, has won 3 senior championship medals with West Kerry. So down through the years then, Annascaul, well, they won the junior title in 1979, in 82 they won the intermediate, in 87 they won the intermediate, and again in 1992. Along the way, well, they've won a lot of West Kerry titles. They've won the 3 in a row. They've become the Kerry senior club champions, and who would believe, well, that Tommy Dial probably is one of the most influential players that they have. Club, well, the spirit, the excitement that's generated back there at the moment is just unbelievable, and we will also be visiting them, their camp, to see, well, how they feel. They have players from the Camp, Inch and Annascaul area. For this club, it is their biggest day so far in their history. Well, this is the venue, Austin Stack Park, Tralee, where the county final takes place on this coming Sunday. Here it is in its magnificent splendour behind me. Well, this is where what the clubs have done at home, the sweat and the blood they've lost on their playing fields with their trainers, will be put into action and put to the test here for 1 hour on Sunday next. Well, John Evans is the Castleisland team trainer, himself a great player with the club, has done unbelievable work with the team. And for Annascaul, Johnny O'Donnell, a man that has played great football with the club, done marvellous work with the club. He's their manager and he's been looking after them on the playing field. Well, as I said, in 1 hour on Sunday, here behind me, Austin Stack Park will be packed to capacity. It's here that the title will be won or lost. Well, what way are the bookies going? The bookies at the moment are making Annascaul 7-4, possibly 2-1 if you want to back them. Castleisland 4-9 and 2-5 on. Probably the most raging hot favourites to have played in a Kerry County final in a good number of years. Well, what's the population of both these areas? Well, Castleisland, fairly big town, population of the town about 1,200, population of the area, whole parish 4,500. The club themselves drawing on probably a population of 3,500, as Cremon are also involved there. Annascaul, a population, a village, parish of 700 people, camp, a population of 250 of those, and 10 of the players, I believe, are drawn from the camp area. Well, to anybody who's watching this tape, whether you're in America, whether you're in England, whether you're in a high stool in a bar in Ireland, or whether you're in Australia, or whatever part of the world you're in, we would like to welcome you to this production and hope that you will enjoy it. So sit back now, relax, and we will bring you, at the beginning of this, we will be visiting Annascaul first. From there we'll go to Castleisland, then we'll go out around the county to get the views of some very well-known present Kerry footballers to see how they feel this game will go on Sunday. But whatever happens, we are hoping to have a very exciting hour's football in front of us here at Austin Stack Park, Tralee on next Sunday. Here we are in Annascaul, our first port of call on the Sunday before the county final, and we have team trainer Johnny O'Donnell walking up there with his wife and family just on the way out of Mass, and we're going to have a few words with Johnny now as to how he feels they will do on Sunday next. Johnny, it's a very tough assignment on Sunday week next, or on this day week. Nobody gave you a chance at the start of the year. How do you feel you're going to do?
Well, at the start of the year, our ambition setting out was to win one round of the championship. Everybody was very critical at the start that we weren't good enough to go on our own. We knew we had the stuff, and we decided if we settled down and do a bit of work, we'd be as good as anybody. Now, obviously, we beat Kerry. We were delighted, and then we drew our neighbours, West Kerry, because that set the whole thing going again.
That's right.
And, well, it was a great victory for us. And then when you get to semi-final county championship, well, it's 2 teams against 2, and then our ambition was get to the final. And we hadn't even thought about the final until we got there, and now that we're facing Castleisland, well, obviously it's about a tough assignment, because, I mean, at the start of the year, Castleisland were on everybody's lips, like they had to be the team, they had the panel, they had the backup players and everything, and certainly it's going to be a tough one for us, and especially with David Fallon, he was the one player that's all year like to set the scene going above in training. He trained hard, all the lads lift up to him, and now that he's gone, he's an awful loss, and we're down about it, like, you know. Lots of lads.
Is there any hope he'll make it back?
No chance at this stage now. Yeah. Like, even there, realistically, a week or 2 ago, we thought he might make it for some stage of the game, but he's actually had a little bit of a setback, trying to probably come back too quick.
Right.
So at this stage, there's no chance of making it, and maybe it'll be the thing we want. The lads want to go out and do it for him, and
right.
You know, it's 15 against 15 on the day. We're not going in to make up the numbers. We're going in to win the county championship.
Tell me, Johnny, how has the training gone? What has the turnout been like for training throughout the year since you decided to go senior?
Well, when we started the year, like, you know, we invited Justin Dolan, this New Zealand guy, out to give us a hand, and he certainly brought new dimensions to training. And in the beginning, like, just how we came out, it showed us a few things what to do. But he was so good at the training, and the players really wanted him that they responded. And certainly, it won't be lack of fitness if we're going to be beaten next Sunday. And as the season went on, the numbers grew, and now for a small parish there in the last 5 or 6 weeks, we've had 25, 26 fellas to come to training. So the future's good. You know, we may lose a few lads to fascinating immigration if this is over, but the backup is going to be there, and we'll be there for the next couple of years. Well, from the talk around the county is that it's like this Dublin-Kerry saga, like everybody's behind Dublin, and you know. But I think Sunday a lot of people from around the county are supporting us, and I think we won't be short to support. No, and certainly everybody in the village, even people that have never been at matches before, have turned out to see some of our games. So we'll have big support there on Sunday.
Throughout the footballing career, you've had many great moments on the playing field and off the playing field. Would this be the greatest moment on Sunday if this is pulled off for you?
Certainly, like, I mean, God damn it, as I said at the start of the year, if you told me we were going to be in the county final, much less winning it, I'd tell you we're probably bananas. But certainly, you know, we have worked hard, and no doubt about it, like, winning next Sunday would be a dream come true for the whole, everybody, the team, the parish, everything.
Now, lads, tell me, how are you going to do on Sunday? How long is going to do on Sunday? Are you going to win it? Are you going to win it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
How will they do on Sunday? Are you going to win it?
Yeah.
Good man. Okay, Johnny, thank you very much. Great stuff. Thanks a million, folks. Now, with me, as you saw in shot there a moment ago, Johnny's wife, Deirdre O'Donnell, who's the present club secretary here in Annascaul. Deirdre, tell me, first of all, how long have you been secretary?
Just since this is my first year as secretary.
How do you find the job? Demanding?
Well, not really, because when John is involved in it, it's just much the same. There's not that much more to be doing.
Had you been involved before in the club? Had you been interested?
Well, I was secretary about 5 years ago, and then the children were born, I gave it up. And so now I'm back at it again this year. I suppose really I went back at it because John was the whole time on the phone.
Right.
So between ringing the previous secretary, who was Sean Barry, so it was just as easy for me to be secretary this year.
To be involved, yeah. Have you ever seen anything like the excitement? This is the hype it has generated around Annascaul here.
Oh yeah, there's fantastic talk about it, and well, I suppose what I want to say.
Yeah, it's going to be the biggest day ever, really, in the history.
It definitely is the biggest day in the history of the club. Yes, that's
and there'll
true.
be no hassle with tickets. I'm sure everybody will be able to get into us in that.
I'm sure, yes.
Okay, Deirdre, thank you very much. Now with me, present club chairman John Courtney. John, briefly tell me about the meeting that followed the intermediate championship victory of last year. There was a lot of talk about you going senior. It was at that meeting it was decided, wasn't it?
That's quite correct, yeah. We discussed it with all the players, and the general feeling was that it was worth the go. So for at least 2 or 3 years.
Had you big turnout at the meeting that night?
We had a great turnout. Most all the players and all the officers of the club were present.
Now you served a number of years ago, didn't you, as well, as chairman of the club?
That's right, from 1982 to 1984.
You were there for the opening of the pitch?
Yeah, that's correct.
Up to that point, where had you played most of your football?
Well, we were playing in the present field at the time, but it was in bad condition, so we did a big renovation job on it starting in 1982.
Now, talking about the club and talking about the players, you're drawing from the areas of Camp, Inch and Annascaul, isn't that right?
Camp, Inch and Annascaul, yeah.
The population roughly of Annascaul, about 700 people between all told.
I suppose 750 people out here.
And are the bulk of those players coming from the Camp area?
Yeah, at the present team, I suppose we have 9 or 10 on the first 15 from Camp at the moment.
How did you feel going into the game the last night against Herlihy, having drawn the first game?
Fairly nervous and very excited, I suppose, yeah.
You've got great help though from the locals here in Annascaul.
And fantastic support altogether from the parish.
And I see a pub here behind me painted in blue and white. Has that been painted all the time, or is it only recently that has been painted in those colours?
The last few years, yeah, about 3 years ago. He's our main sponsor, Paddy Hacknett. He's sponsoring us for the last 2 years. This is his second year now sponsoring us.
What do you know about Killarney? You've obviously seen them play.
Well, they're very good forwards. And we'll have to be on our top of our game, like, if we have to control them.
But it can be done though? I
think it can. If we can win hold our own in the middle of the field, I think we can curtail their forwards. We'll be thereabouts to finish.
Thank you very much. Now, with me here, Tom Kennedy, chairman of Board and Organ Annascaul, and also present selector on the senior side. Tom, what's the general feeling about next Sunday?
Well, the feeling is good around the parish. We have great support, and we're confident enough that we're not going there just to make up numbers. We're confident we're going to give them a good game. Now we appreciate the quality of the players that Laune Rangers have. But at the same time, I think the heart and the commitment that our boys have shown, and the dedication they've shown to training all through, and the dedication from the backup team, especially Deirdre O'Donnell, their our secretary, and Johnny, the commitment has been unbelievable.
Unbelievable, yeah.
If commitment and heart can win a game, I think we have a good chance.
Good stuff. No. With me, Frank Herlihy, former star with Annascaul over the years and current selector for the past 3 years. Frank, what's it like, for yourself and the other selectors? Is it a nerve-wracking time this week, the build-up to it?
This week would be very nerve-wracking, Paddy, all right, because there is a big build-up around the parish. Everybody's very excited over this, and there is great support, and everybody seems to be behind us 100%, and it makes it easy for us.
With Tim Falvey back now, and possibly David Farrell looking very highly unlikely to make it, will you have difficulty in picking your team?
Well, we will have a few headaches, I suppose. But they're probably headaches that we would like to have, because it's nice to have Tim back again in the running for a place. And they're headaches that we'd like to have.
In relation to the training during the weeks and the months gone by, are most of your players, are they based at home or are they away?
Yeah, we said the Farrells have been up in Galway, and that's probably, and Sean Driscoll is in Galway. But other than that, most of our players are based at home, which makes it easier for training.
Did you ever think that when you won the novice title back in 1976 that this day would come about?
No way, Paddy, we did not. That wasn't not in our wildest dreams.
Tell me, have you got good support from West Kerry since you defeated them?
We have. Definitely. I would say that West Kerry is 100% behind us. I think there's no doubt about that. West Kerry is always a sticky kind of a bunch, and we'll stick together in this.
Yes, it's going to be tough though against
it's going to be tough, because we know Laune Rangers are a good team. We watched them playing Ulster Stacks in the second half. They played great performance, and we watched them against the Crokes. They were very good, very impressive in the second half against the Crokes, and we know we're up against it. We'd say Laune Rangers and forwards, we'd say Billy O'Sullivan and now Pat McKenna back in the reckoning. They're a good team, and we know what we're up against. But we have good backs, and we think that we have backs that might come good on the day again.
Okay, Frank. Me here, the president of the Annascaul GA Club for the past 10 years, a man who's been involved in Annascaul football circles for over 20 years and maybe upwards, and some tell me the greatest fundraiser that Annascaul had over those years. Joe, you're hoarse. Can you tell me why you're so hoarse?
The flu, I suppose, I couldn't say.
Is that anything to do with the match in Tralee, I wonder?
That it happened to you. The excitement.
Over the years being involved, you've seen Annascaul really grow from rags to riches, really, haven't you?
I did, yes. I did, yes. And they're very good this year.
The club was formed back in the mid-50s or thereabouts.
Yes.
And at that stage were all the outlying, were Camp and Inch involved in it at that stage, they were?
They were.
What was your greatest moment up to now, we'll say, with the club? What did you get the greatest thrill out of over the years?
It was this year.
Was this year,
This year,
But
yes.
prior to this, we'll say?
I could...
I suppose the novice in 76 was a big one.
I suppose it was.
How will they do on Sunday?
They'll beat them. They'll win Sunday.
Will they?
They will.
There's a lot of talk around here about some fellas having big money on the match. Is that true? Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Tell me about it. You needn't name any names though, but is there a few fellas with big bets?
There is big 30s and 40s and 50 pounds.
And what kind of prices?
I couldn't think to wonder whatever was on it. Yes.
It could go on for a month back here if that cup was won.
It would. To be there, mate.
Okay, Joe, thank you very much. Now here with me, one of the men responsible for the founding of the Annascaul Club and has been very, very actively involved over the years with the Annascaul Club, Tommy Ash. Tommy, how do you feel this game is going to go next Sunday?
It was very hard to say.
Hard one to call.
A hard one to call. I didn't see the Laune Rangers playing this year.
Right.
But by what I had heard, and it would be hard to beat them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best way to have it, isn't it? Good tough game.
Good tough game.
Out and top,
and a good clean game, which is more important, not to be this pulling and dragging.
Right. Now, can you tell me, going back over the years, about the foundation of the club, how did it come about, or we'll say prior to that, where did the Annascaul, people play football?
They play football. I don't know.
You're all right, you will touch the hoarseness of Joe.
No. Well, it was... We always rent a field, partner clash, where the new housing estate is built now.
Right.
We used to rent that every year. And that's where we played our football.
Right.
When we went together, then a committee was formed, and Ballincare Field was bought. I'm sorry, to the station field there, that was the station road field that was bought.
Right.
And we exchanged that with the Land Commission.
A swap?
A swap. And we got a field in Ballinclare, and we started off there then.
And that's where it began. Now, over the years, we'll say, what would be your greatest memory up to now of what has happened in the club?
Well, I suppose the greatest thing would be that the club went from strength to strength after that, and they bought the present field over from Rory O'Shea. It took a bit of a, what we'll say,
hard graft, I suppose.
What else? Hard graft. And only for Father Curtin we'd be grafting yet, I'd say.
So taking all that into account, the big day has come, the county final on Sunday next. Will you travel in?
I will if I can.
Right. Depending how you're feeling like?
Oh, yeah.
If not, you'll be glued to the radio.
Oh, yes, definitely.
And you will join in the celebrations for the week to come, all going well?
Oh, I'll take a nice quiet corner for myself and have at it with him.
Thank you very much. So here we are at the Annascaul training camp on this Sunday morning, and with me is the youngest player on the Annascaul team, Mark Moynihan. Mark, a big occasion for you on Sunday next. Will you be nervous about it?
I suppose I will approach him again, but at the moment no, I'm just enjoying it. It's our first time in the county final, and we're all looking forward to it.
Did you ever think that having played at the Cotton Raiders to the county final 12 months ago that you'd be back again?
I didn't, not this year anyway.
Yes.
I dreamt about it, I suppose. I remember last year looking and wishing I was playing in the senior final, but I felt in a few years alright we could get back, but never so soon.
Have you any idea who you'll be marking on Sunday, or do you know anything about the midfield that Laune Rangers have?
I think I'm going to be on Timmy Fleming.
Yes, you know Timmy, will he be a good friend of yours?
Well, I suppose he is, he's
yeah, you take the point.
He's a tough player, and I'll take it as it comes, it's going to be tough, but I'll do my best, that's all I can do.
They'll take a lot of beating, won't they, Castleisland?
Oh yeah, they're going as favourites, they've been in the final before. When was it, 88, 89, they won it, so they have the experience, they've an awful lot of good players, count us, we're not afraid of them, we're going to go in and give it a cut, and hope, please God, we'll win.
Thank you very much, Mark. Now with me, the Annascaul full-back Pat Fahave, a man who captained the West Kerry side to win the senior championship in 1990. Pat, big difference to be playing with your own club. Did you ever expect this could come about?
Well, it seems very unlikely always at the time, alright. West Kerry have a great pick.
And a huge pick, yeah.
A huge pick, and you can only expect 3 or 4 usually from Annascaul to be on the team. And the idea that Annascaul on their own could do it was really
a dream come true.
A dream come true, really. Yeah.
It'll be a tough game.
It'll be very hard to beat them because they're an established team now for a long time. They've won one already on their own.
Yeah, but it's going to suit you though going in as underdogs, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we have a great chance, really. That all the pressure will be on them. We won't be expected to do anything. And who knows, on the day it's only 15 against 15, and if we get the breaks, we could do it.
Okay, Pat, thank you very much. Here with me, the man who's hoping to bring the Bishop Moynihan Trophy back here to Annascaul next Sunday night, the captain, Bingo Driscoll. Bingo, tell me about this team. There's an awful few related in this team, is there?
Well, there's I'd say about 7 or 8 of us related, yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, between Driscolls, Farrells and the lot, they're all related.
Really?
We all came up together, really, a lot of us, so
yeah.
We kind of played along the whole time with each other, so that's it, really, yeah.
Now, what's your biggest fear about next Sunday in taking on Castleisland?
Well, the pressure might get to some of the young players, you see, that's it, kind of, really,
right, Right.
So hopefully they won't, but there's no real pressure on us the next day, so hopefully things will go right for us.
Tell me, have you trained hard?
Oh, we've trained very hard. Since, I'd say, about February now, we've trained very hard. We had a New Zealand fella there, Justin Doolin, he was training us, so he tried to put us through our paces there many nights, so
I believe he's fairly good at the Irish language, you see.
He's very good, he's gas.
He's a gas character.
He's a gas character.
Tell me, a big loss to you will be and has to be David Farrell if he can.
Oh, he's a massive loss to us, really, he was by far our best player all year, he's trained, We're seeing him in, really, so he's a big loss to us,
He must be heartbroken himself, is he?
He is, he's very depressed about it, really, biggest day in the club's history, so he's really upset about it, but that's the way it goes.
You're looking forward to the game anyway?
I am, yeah. Well, there's no real pressure on us now, it is great to even be here, so
yes.
Hopefully things will go well.
But do you find as captain that there's a bit of extra pressure on you, or do you find that that's not affecting you at all?
Not really, no. We're all the same, really, We'll all go out and do our job, do our bit, so hopefully things will go well for us. So there it goes.
Okay, Bingo. Good luck to you. Now here with me, a man who is eagerly looking forward to the game on Sunday, Tim Falvey. Played in the first game, missed the second game. Tim, tough game against Sunday.
Oh, a very tough game ahead of us.
Castleisland are probably one of the best teams in Kerry over the last 2 or 3 years.
Have you played them in the last few months in the county league?
We played them here in the county league match in the middle of early August.
How'd you get on that time?
And they beat us by 3 or 4 points. And both teams are missing a few players, but on the night they look dangerous if they got a chance, like, you know. So we'll be hoping Sunday that our backs can be tight, like. Our backs have been our strongest point all through the year, and a lot of people have had a doubt at our backline going into the championship. But at the moment our backline is playing better than our forwards, and only for the backline we wouldn't be in the final, I think. Yeah.
And you think if they play well on Sunday and the forward will get a few scores, you get home and dry?
I think if our forwards can take their chances, and they won't be taking all their chances to beat Castleisland. But if our backs can play with the same way they played against Herlihy and West Kerry and Mid Kerry the previous rounds, I think our forwards then can come good on the day, like, and hopefully that it will come good and get a few breaks and a bit of luck, and we'll be in there. I'd say thereabouts at the final whistle.
Okay, Tim, good luck to you. Now here with me a man from South Kerry, Annascaul to be precise, Herlihy, who came to join the club roughly about 4 years ago. Jerry, tell me how that came about.
Well, my wife, who's a public health nurse, got a job with Southern Report and moved down to Annascaul, and we just said we'd take a gamble and move from Dublin, which I think we've enjoyed actually down the last couple of years now.
They're very friendly people back around here.
They are indeed, yeah. It fits in very well, I must say. Like, very friendly people, very easy to get on with them, you know.
And you've hit the club at a good time. Well, I suppose I must say you brought them a good bit of success, and you came to up a big way.
I don't know about that party. Just came along with a very good team at the time, you know, and they made me feel very welcome, very strong, and it was easy, you know, get on with them. You know, great panel of players there. You know, it's even very hard to, you know, to live up to the expectations of some of the players around here. Like, you know, I mean, they're just an excellent team.
Had you ever thought you'd be playing in the senior county final?
Well, definitely not party. I thought that chance has gone along many years ago, you know. Never thought about it really. But last year we played in the intermediate final. It was a great
big bonus, like.
Great honour as well, like, you know, and you know, it was still there again this year, like, you know, never thought about it. But we're there anyway, so...
you know Castleisland reasonably well. What kind of a team have they, do you think?
They're an exceptional team, in all fairness. If you look at them, you know, the bear doesn't think about them, really. Like, you know, nearly every one of their players has probably worn a Kerry jersey at some stage.
On paper, like, realistically, you'd have no chance on Sunday.
On paper, if you were to go on paper, like, I mean, you know, you'd have no chance. But I think in there's a 2-horse race, you know, so anything can happen in the other final.
You're looking forward to this?
Yeah, please God, everything goes well.
Very good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Great stuff. Jeannie Farrell and Wishy Lynch, the 2 corner forwards up to now, and hopefully again on Sunday next. First of all, Jeannie, how did you feel after the game the last night? Did you feel wrecked after it?
Yeah, well, we didn't win a lot of possession in midfield and put a lot of pressure on us. Like, we had to take our scores when we got the chances. So we want to, like, if Laune Rangers get as much possession, they'll score, like, because they're good forward. So we just have to try and win half-forward line in midfield and
take the scoring chances. Tell me, Wishy, have you any idea who you'll be marking the next year? Who do you think you'll be marking?
No, I don't know really. I don't know what kind of a team Laune Rangers put out, but the backs are good and tough backs, and they'll be tight. But Andre, you know, if we get the break, things start to go right for the forwards. Might be just looking to go away.
Going back to the injuries that you have, Jeannie, must be heartbreaking for David at the moment to be missing out. What kind of form was he in over this?
Yeah, he's playing well. Like, he was training out somewhere, and like he was going in and out playing in midfield, and he was playing well enough. And like, midfield is important to us, so like, we miss him there anyway.
Tell me, lads, do you think you're going to find it hard to sleep on Saturday night?
I don't know. Before any final, I think, you know, it's a big thing for the club. Last year we were in the intermediate, and I suppose the last thing on our minds that we thought last year that we'd be in the county final this year, but we'll just have to get through with it.
Okay, that's good luck to you. Thanks a million. We have a bunch of very anxious Annascaul young fellas who are out here watching their team playing this morning, training before the game. How are they going to do next Sunday? By much? Who are the best players that Annascaul have at the moment?
Jeannie Farrell, Jerry Laune, Pat McKenna, and
I don't know how good, aren't they? I don't know how good. Tell me, lads, are you all going to the game on Sunday?
Yeah.
What's the best thing about Annascaul at the moment that you've seen over the last year? What's the best thing about them?
they're fit, very fit.
Very fit. How come they're so fit?
The lad from New Zealand.
Who is this guy? Is he a black fella, is he?
No.
No, will he fit?
Yeah.
Is he tough?
Yeah, he played rugby.
Rugby, and would he start it here, do you think?
What?
Would he start playing rugby here with you eventually?
No.
He'd be on show from the score anyway. Let me hear the from the score. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Johnny O'Donnell and Gabby get forced together here for some team photographs. What are we missing at the moment? But tension is very high here. Very, very eager team indeed. So here we are in Camp Village, one of the villages that is making up most of the players who are playing for Annascaul on Sunday next. And with me here, around them up, John Bowe, a very well-known supporter, one of the best supporters Annascaul have. Tell me, how's it going to go next Sunday, you think?
There's no question, in my opinion, Annascaul will take him. No matter what all the pundits say, we've got the best group of young men ever being produced in Ireland. And I've been watching football a long time ago, you know? I think the camp team have got something special, determination and steel. And led by a great man, Tommy Doyle himself, you know. Great and very well used to big occasions. This occasion, we will take the big guns. Make no mistake about it.
Tell me, what are they like, Laune Rangers? Have you seen them play?
I have seen them play.
What do you think of that?
Oh, they're very handy. But we're twice as handy. Make no mistake about it. Our lads a great spirit.
So will you be rounding them up here for the big session maybe next night?
Rounding them up? I won't round them up for one night. I'll be rounding them up for a week.
Good man, John. Well done. Now here with me, Mike Williams, the man who was responsible for bringing back the first West Kerry Championship to Annascaul in 31 years, also chairman of the club for 3 years. Mike, big occasion coming up on Sunday next.
Oh, very big now, Paddy, and we're really looking forward to it. And I'd like to think now we're nice and relaxed around the parish. We've had a few big occasions in the past few years. Obviously, this is the biggest, but we've learned from each one, and I think that we won't be overawed by the occasion.
The camp here has given great players to Annascaul, hasn't it?
Oh yes, I mean even in the present team now, John Doyle was an All-Ireland captain in junior All-Ireland, and Tommy Doyle, of course, has an All-Ireland, and I think, I've been told anyway, I'm not from camp as you know, but there are more All-Ireland medals per square mile around camp than anywhere else in Ireland.
Tell me, what was it like winning that West Kerry Championship after a lapse of 31 years? If you like, a kind of...
Well, I didn't appreciate it at the time, Paddy, in that I remembered it this day, that the joy and jubilation, and I think as time has gone by, I've seen what it's done for the club, in that for so long they were the minnows around here. They were overshadowed by other clubs on the peninsula, and I think that gave them self-belief, and they progressed very rapidly from that date on.
Going on to the game on the coming week, it's going to be very tough, and there's no doubt about that. How well are Annascaul going to have to play to bring that trophy to Annascaul for the first time?
Well, I mean, there's no doubt about it that they're the underdogs, and I think for underdogs to win individually and collectively, I think they all have to play well. If they do, they have the chance of winning it. And I think that's the story we're putting around anyway. In my own heart, I'm confident. I think that they can do it because they have the talent, and above all, they have the heart. And if you've seen them training, you've seen them playing over the last few years, I've never seen a team with as much heart as Annascaul have at the moment.
Mike, thank you very much, and good luck on Sunday.
That's great.
So as we stand here in camp this morning, the final man that we spoke to on our travels, well, Club PRO, former club secretary and team trainer Sean Barry. As PRO of the club, Sean, must probably have been your most exciting year to date.
Oh, it has been hectic. The last few weeks have been unbelievable altogether. We've been going non-stop. between committee meetings and Mike Williams, the chairman of our supporters club, has organised a very, very strong committee, and Mike is a fierce taskmaster. He has this meeting 2 or 3 nights a week, and we're working very, very hard to make it a very special occasion.
Tell me, sponsorship has been good. You've got great support, I believe.
We've had tremendous support. Now, of course, we at the beginning of the year before we went before we became famous, we'll say. Paddy Hart and Annascaul and Thomas Ash from Camp, they came up with a great sponsorship deal, and they showed their faith in the club before we even played our first match in the county championship. We owe a fierce debt to these lads, but since then the sponsorship has been very, very good. The supporters club under Mike Williams has done tremendous work, and thanks be to God the money has been rolling in, but it's badly needed. We're a very, very small club back here, a very small population. As you have seen from the people you were talking to this morning, everyone in the club has to do 2 or 3 jobs, between committee members, team trainers, juveniles. Everyone has to take on a heavy workload, and they have worked very hard, and the people have been very, very generous.
And of course, you've had a very busy year yourself, being involved with Kerry Myers, and that kept you going up until last week, really, didn't it?
It did, and I suppose the lads in the club at times were getting a bit annoyed at me because I wasn't paying full attention to one job, but we've that out of the way now, and we can give the full concentration to the championship final for the next week.
Now, talking about the money rolling in and talking about that kind of a scene, I believe a good number of people have put heavy bets on Annascaul, is that right, at fairly big odds. Can you tell us something about that?
They have, yeah. Well, the gentleman you spoke to a few moments ago, John Bowe, is well known for his taking gambles, and John has made quite a few pounds out of us this year. He made it his business to attend the Herlihy's clubhouse on a few occasions, coming up to the first match.
What kind of odds were they at the beginning?
A few of the locals have us backed at 16 to 1. That was before the first round of the championship. I think that was even before the draw was made. After the draw was made, when we drew mid-Kerry, our odds went out as far as 20 to 1, and people were a bit shaky to take us to that. But there's quite a few of the locals have us back to 16 to 1.
I presume that's back in the town of Tralee.
Yeah, mostly with the bookmakers in Tralee. Yeah.
Bookmakers in Tralee. Yeah. Finally, Sean, Annascaul or Laune Rangers, what you know of them? Have you seen them play? What you think of them as a team?
Well, obviously we've seen them playing quite a number of times. We've met them ourselves in the league in the last few years. But this year I saw them playing against the Stacks. The one thing I've noted about them is they're a bit slow to start. In the first game against the Stacks they didn't get going, or the first half I should say against Stacks they didn't get going until about half time. The same with the game against Crokes. They're a very, very good side. When their forwards get room they're highly dangerous. But the defence has been the strong point of our team in this year's championship. Everyone at the start of the year said that our forwards were going to win the matches for us, but it has turned out the reverse. It has to be said that the defence have won the matches for us and brought us to the final so far. So if our defence can hold their forwards, I think we're in with a great chance. I'd be quietly confident going into the game. I had a very, very funny feeling that our name was on this cup from very early on. It has looked that way in the matches. Things are going right for us. The support we have had is absolutely tremendous. Every man, woman and child in the parish are gone stone crazy. People that never knew what a football looked like have their flags hanging out of their windows, and I've seen people at football matches this year that I never saw at a football match before in my life, and they wouldn't even talk about football to you.
So hopefully they have big reasons to celebrate on Sunday night.
Hopefully it has done wonders for the place, and win, lose or draw, it'll be definitely a year to remember for Annascaul.
Sean, thank you very much and good luck to you on Sunday. So on this beautiful sunny Sunday morning, there we have the views from Annascaul camp and the camp as they say, and with that we leave it, and now we head for the banks of the Laune in Castleisland to see how they feel they will do in this year's county championship. Here we are in the town of Castleisland, fresh from Annascaul, here at the home of John Evans, his wife and his family, the trainer of the Castleisland team, as they stand here with Castleisland in the background. Now here with me, team trainer John Evans and his young son Sean and Cian on the Tuesday night before the county final in Tralee. John, how has training gone so far for you?
It's gone well enough, you know. We're preparing hard anyway for it.
Yes.
I suppose it's the whole year, the way things have gone. We started out in the start of the year this year, and we decided we had a players meeting, and we decided there was nothing else, only the championship in mind. We had won the county league, we had won mid-Kerry championship, and we'd won the mid-Kerry league. So it was time to settle down and get things in perspective, Padraig. So when we did sit down, we decided as well that we wouldn't do any serious training in the start of the year.
Right.
So I think a turning point really was the 25th of April. We played Crokes inside in Killarney.
County League.
In the County League. A few of the players like Gerard Murphy, Pat McKenna, Timmy Cockery, who had been injured, had come back to us and had joined in the bandwagon from the start of the year. And we didn't play either of those two we didn't do any training against Crokes, and yet we lost the game by a point.
Right.
Now, we came away quietly after that and we said we're on course. Then we after that we had a fairly strong team out at different stages, but the Kerry senior team, they interrupted a lot in our training.
Right.
Then we had a few setbacks. We lost Denny Cahill with a back injury, Mark Connor with he got a bit of an ailment and he wasn't able to participate in training. But also in that Crokes, coming back to that Crokes game, we had played Timmy Fleming full forward in the Mid-Kerry Championship and he got man of the match. We decided at that stage that Patsy and John Clifford, that we'd bring him to midfield. He was more natural there, and he then formed an alliance with Pierce Prindeville, which has been it's the rock we have developed on really, you know.
Now going on to the game next Sunday, you've seen Annascaul play. What kind of a side are they?
Well, Padraig, a lot of people have us at 5-2 on, which is absolutely ridiculous. These fellas, from looking at them, you know, there's 7 of them already hold senior county championship medals. The whole team hold 5, if not 6, West Kerry championships, and they won the intermediate championship, and they also won the county league and beat ourselves. That is an unbelievable record. We're treating them very seriously. We're treating them as the best team that's in the county, contesting against us, and we're letting no stone unturned anyway.
You wouldn't make it any more than a 50-50 game at this stage?
Absolutely not. And the biggest problem I think that's as a trainer you've got to watch out for is that this could get to the players. Now, I'm hoping, I don't know, we'll know when this tape finishes anyway. I'm hoping that when this tape is produced, I'm hoping that we have prepared well. They've been very sensible. They've been very tenacious at training. They've been very dedicated. I can't ask any more of them, but I did note that Derry did have a sports psychologist or something like that. Have you
anyone like that at the moment? You're doing that yourself?
Well, I go on the one basis of the Port McGee man, and when he came out he said at half-time to his cry, go out and bait him, and bait him, and bait him.
Tell me, looking at the t-shirts there on the last, John, there seems to be great hype around the place over the last week or so. How are they going to do, you think, Keane, yourself?
They're going to do very well.
You think they'll win?
Yeah.
So would you be nervous before the game, you think, yourself?
Kind of.
Kind of, yeah. Sean, how will they do, you think?
It'll be a 50-50 game, but I think they'll pull it off.
By a point or two, and you'll be happy. Okay, lads, thanks very much. Now here in the town of Castleisland, speaking to James Coffey, who was treasured when we were here in '89 and still occupies the same position with the club. What has the hype been comparing to '89 at this present year, James?
Well, so far, of course, it's a little bit disappointing because I suppose, you know, we were waiting, what was it, 78 years the last time, and it was a long wait, and everybody was expecting, you know, that we were going to do it, and they really went all out. But today I walked through the town, and you could sense the excitement already, and the atmosphere was building up. People started getting their buntings and their flags, their dolls, their teddies, everything was being dolled up, and it was an amazing thing, you know, that 4 years ago there was so much bright blue crepe paper. They saw it in the town. When I even went to look for it there about 3 or 4 days ago, I found it very hard to get it, and people wouldn't believe me that there was going to be such a demand, and as a result I think that was the meaning that the windows are, you know, it's taking a little bit of time to do them up. But anyway, looking up at the town there, like the blues and the white is certainly showing sights, and I expect that by the end of the week will be really massive. Yeah, fairly hectic.
It'll be no easy task on the score of a good side.
Oh, I'll tell you, I was much more confident against the Mitchells than I would be against the Annascaul team. Man for man, and Jerome, myself, we went through the team the other night, and you know where the pluses are, you would be even doubtful. As a team, maybe we might on the shake-up to look better. Yes. But you must depend on what you were playing against. You were allowed to play good football. And Annascaul and Herlihy, like, well, they played it was a tough, dour game between them. And they beat two divisional sides. They're Mid-Kerry, the champions in the first round, and then they beat West Kerry. So, you know, when you're meeting a divisional team, you have that much over them going anyway, that you're a club team. So I wouldn't judge them on those, but Cairns O'Reilly's, well, we were saying that, you know, if Cairns O'Reilly's beat Annascaul, we'd have to be more careful because we'd be more confident. But we haven't beaten Cairns O'Reilly's over the last 3 or 4 years by much more than 2 points either. And our games with Annascaul, we thought we used to have them put away and we used to have to fight to the last to beat them in the end. We only met them 3 times and we have 2 wins against their one, like, and that was their first year in the championship when they are in the county league when they beat us back in Annascaul, and since then we had the 2 wins. But I wouldn't take anything for granted.
It's all on the day. But
all on the day.
Said that, do you feel that if you play up to your high standard that you're capable of playing, that you'll bring it back?
If we play the football they played in the second half against Austin Stacks, we'll walk it.
James Coffey.
Right,
Thank you very much.
Lovely. Right.
Now with me, Jerome Conway, chairman in 1989, and again this coming season. Jerome, a big achievement to be back into the county final again.
We're delighted to be back in the county final again. Having won it 1989, we were plagued with a combination of injuries and bad luck for over the past few years, and we felt we didn't do ourselves justice. But now there's a quiet determination that we, since we put all these difficulties behind us, and we're hopeful that we'll bring the Bishop of Castleisland again on Sunday evening.
There has been a great achievement over the years in underage football here, going back as far as 1971, 72 really, with the first under 12 titles, and a lot of minor titles have been won since. So would you say that that's where the players have come from over the years, the good work that's been done there?
Oh gosh, yes. If you haven't a sound youth policy, you're wasting your time, and I think that has been the strength of the Laune Rangers over the years, starting in, as you said, 72. Actually, we lost the under 12 final of 71, but we won 3 in a row then, 72, 73, 74, and ever since then we have been very fortunate to have very good fellows in charge of teams, and the lads have come up through the ranks, and that is our strength at the moment, I'd imagine.
You also contested a good number of county minor finals, didn't you, in the 80s?
Yes, we contested 5 minor finals in a row, 86, 87, 88, 89 and 90. We lost the first and the last, and we won the 3 intervening ones, and most of the players, a lot of the younger players of course, have come out of that.
Annascaul, have you seen them play this year?
I've seen them play on a few occasions, yes.
What do you think of them?
I think they're quite a very skillful side. They have a very sound defence. They have a very good midfield. They have an attack that's capable with players that are capable of winning any game. They are hugely determined. They play with a huge fervour that derives from being in the championship for the very first time, and they'll be very difficult to beat.
Jerome, thank you very much. Street again with me, the club secretary, Dermot O'Shea, originally from Cahars, have been with the club in his first year as secretary. Tell me, what's the employment situation like around Castleisland at the moment? Are most of your players around here, Dermot?
Most of our players are around. We're very lucky in that we have most of our players around, and it makes for great turnout at training. Both Klinge and Fexco have a lot of people employed, and the players have been lucky that they're employed locally. So it is very important for, and I think that has lent itself to the strength of the team that we have.
Training is going well.
Training is going very well. John is a great man to bring the team together and motivate the team, and there's been great turnout at training.
Right. Now going on to the game next Sunday, how do you feel you're going to do? Annascaul are tough.
Annascaul are going to be very tough. I think the fact that it's their first year out the championship, and for any team to reach the final first time out, they're going to be highly motivated. I think we have a very good side, though. I think they played a great second half against Crokes and a great second half against Stacks, and if they can repeat that, I think we'll hopefully bring the cup this way.
Thank you very much. Now here with me, Laune Rangers main sponsor, Edzo Crowley, outside his tavern here at the Fishery in Castleisland. Edzo, big day next Sunday, how are they going to do?
Oh, next Sunday is the culmination of the year's effort on behalf of the Laune Rangers. You can look back over the bridge there and you'll see the blue and white appearing out all over the town. There's a great buzz coming around the locality. It means an awful lot to this town boy to have reached the ultimate stage, and hopefully on Sunday to go on and achieve the pinnacle, as the man says, the great success. And maintaining the tradition that started over 105 or 6 years ago, while the Laune Rangers, the first county champions. And with the help of God, Sunday by the Bishop Milan Trophy, passing that bridge there, look.
And you'll be open day and night for a week.
Oh, I'd say we won't be closed this side of Christmas as a
Tell me, how did you come to get involved in the sponsorship with the Edzo?
Yeah, well, I suppose the fact that I was always associated with the club back over the years there, and the fact that the business here has an association with Fexco behind, and they had a budget as a Mansers for sponsorship, and I discussed it with the chairman, John Conway, and I got
involved that way.
We got involved that way, and we're delighted to be involved with the club, because as the man says, they're a fantastic club, and they mean an awful lot in this locality, from the very baby stage up to old age, as the man says. It embraces the whole community.
Somebody tell me, have you a song composed for next Sunday? Is that true?
I have not yet, no, because I wouldn't be presumptuous to that extent at all, but I wrote a song the last time they won it.
Right.
You know, but with the help of God, I'll be writing another one next Sunday.
Could you give us a verse of that one there as you write it?
Yeah, I will,
Give us one verse of a good man.
In the great town of Castleisland, in the year of '89, a bunch of youth brought glory. They were bringing back the times. For long, long years we waited for this victory to be won. And in '89 our cup of wine it did finally overrun. For in goals was Lyons the captain, a great inspiration too. And outside him stood James Sheehan with the true heart of the blue. On the other side, young Anto of the river Shannon name. And speaking about Anto's the man that runs this bar here, by a great character in this locality, by an man that contributed immensely to the Laune Rangers team and was a part of the last Laune Rangers winning county championship team.
Now tell me, going on for the last question I'll ask you, Annascaul, though, have you seen them play? What do you think of them?
I have seen him playing in the county league. I haven't seen him playing in the county championship, but coming from a parish, they must be very highly motivated, and I'd say they'll be a tough team Sunday. But God knows, I suppose, with the help of God, as the man says, we'll be tougher and we'll beat him.
Edzo, thanks a minute. So there we have it from a very happy Edzo Crowley as he goes back into his bar on a sort of a dull, dark, dreary evening here in Castleisland. So with a sign over Jimmy Coffey's bar telling us when Laune Rangers was founded, we now head for the playing fields where the training is about to begin to get some words and some interviews with some of the players on this Laune Rangers team as they prepare for Sunday. Now here with me, team goalkeeper in 89, team captain in 89, club PRO in 89, and playing this year again. Peter, how's it going to go on Sunday?
I think it's going to be a great game. Two club teams, Annascaul are good. Like, they got to the final. They won, like, they beat Kerry, and they beat they beat West Kerry.
Yeah, that's right.
They beat Herlihy, and after two tough games, like, so they've had 4 games and they're going well. So I think we'll shade it all right, but it's going to be tight. There's going to be nothing in the end.
Thank you, Peter. Great, that's great, lovely shot. Now with me, team captain James O'Shea, wing forward in 89 and playing on the 40 next Sunday against Annascaul. James, a tough game ahead of you.
Very tough game. Annascaul, don't know, easy pushover. They've beaten 3 hard teams. Last year's champions, Mid-Kerry. And of course in the semi-final, the drawing game.
That's right. Tough game.
The 2 tough games.
Have you played with any of those players up on the ranks? Are they on the squad for this?
No, I haven't, no.
Yeah, do you know any of them?
I know a few of them, right.
Be a hard game?
Be a very hard game, yeah.
Would you think if you can play as well as you're capable of, that you'll win it?
Well, if we played against Crokes, I'd say we could take it, alright.
Okay, James, good luck to you. You'll be looking forward to bringing back the club, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Good man.
Hopefully.
And the fact of being captain, did that put a bit of extra pressure on yourself?
Well, a small bit.
Small bit, yeah.
That's always, that's to be expected.
Yeah. Good luck on Sunday. Thanks a million. Me here as the rain pours down in Castleisland. Joe Shannon, a man who's been playing it for a good number of years here in Castleisland. Is the training getting harder as the years go on, Joe?
I suppose Paddy's not getting any easier, especially at the start of the year. You know, when the long nights are there and the rain is beating down, so on and so forth. But as the summer drags in, it gets easier.
Yeah.
Well, I won't say the training gets easier, but it feels easier because it's more conducive to training as it was. But hopefully, I suppose I'm in as good a shape as I've
been in
a long time, you know.
Tell me, the win of 89 was a big one and a lot of hype before that. How has the hype been at this stage compared to 89? Like?
Somewhere comparable, I suppose. '89, I suppose. In view of the fact we hadn't reached the final for whatever it was, 80, 90 years, like, I suppose it was an achievement to get there. While people were happy enough we were there, and winning it was a supreme bonus. Whereas this year, I suppose the level of expectancy is a lot higher. Now that we're there, people expect us to win it throughout the county, not Laune and Castleisland, but after the display of Crokes especially.
So the fact of you being such hot favourites, does it put you under that bit of extra pressure?
Well, I suppose there is a certain amount of pressure. I've noticed myself through the media and so on and so forth that Annascaul have been playing possibly on the sympathetic vote throughout the county, and that we're a small parish, so on and so forth. But the only thing I can say in their favour is that regardless of what size of parish you have or what pick you have, if you have 20 dedicated players like they have, like we have, it really doesn't matter. Like in small clubs down to the years have proven that, So
all on the day.
On the day, yeah. You're depending on the break of the ball. Go back to '89, like nobody gave us much of a chance going against Mitchells, and it just happened to go our way that day, like, and we came out on tops. And anything can happen on Sunday, like,
Okay, Joe. Good luck.
Thanks, Paddy.
Now with me, Mike Hassett, the youngest player on the Castleisland team, also very much involved with the underage coaching here in the under-12 team. Mike, a tough task facing you on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be up against it, alright. Annascaul have done very well so far. So for the first year out there on it.
Have you any idea who you'll be marking on Sunday next from having seen the Annascaul team up along the way?
Well, depending on where we're placed, like.
Yeah.
Maybe if cornerback, maybe I might be marking Wishy Lynch, maybe.
He's fairly active, isn't he?
He is, he's a good player, alright.
Have you ever marked him before?
I have marked him a few times, alright, in County League.
How'd you get on with him?
Not so bad, we had our battle, alright,
Your battle, yeah. Has training been hard? Has John Evan put you through your paces?
He has, yeah, he's done a lot with us, alright, fair play to him. He's done his bit, like, and it's up to us now on Sunday, like.
Are you going back to college next Monday, are you?
Well, it's supposed to be, depending on the result, we might hang around for a few days.
Okay, well done, good luck to you.
Okay, thanks very much. Yes.
Now, with me here, Billy O'Sullivan. Billy, a big game ahead of you on Sunday. How did you feel at the start of the year? Did you feel you were going to go all the way, or did you set your sights on going all the way?
Well, we said we'd forget about the County League anyway, and we set our sights on the Championship. And then we were under pressure going into the first game against Cairns, of course, after we had a few flops over the last few years. So once we started rolling against Cairns, and we usually play for a half, an hour and one half, maybe the first half, maybe the second half, then another game. But we continued to keep rolling, and we annihilated them that we were playing well and the confidence was coming, so I didn't really fear anyone from then on.
Now, going in at half time against Crokes, how did you feel at that stage?
Well, I felt confident. We were only 3 points down, there was a strong wind, we hadn't played our best football, and I knew straight away then when Pat McKenna kicked the first point, I knew we were rolling then.
Now, Annascaul, you've played against them before, you've seen them. What would you have to do to beat them on Sunday?
Oh, we're under severe pressure, like, because we're favourites. We've handled the Crokes pretty well, beaten Cairns well. Annascaul, their first final, they're happy to get to a final. The pressure's all on us. We've been through a final before, like, so we're total favourites. They're underdogs, so the pressure's on us, and Annascaul are in the driving seat, really. So
okay, good luck to you on Sunday anyway.
Thank you very much.
Me, Billy O'Shea, Gerard Murphy, and Gerard had just told me that Billy has promised to make him a start on Sunday. Is that possible, Billy?
Well, we'll do our best in our part, I suppose. All going to plan, and hopefully it will work out, especially for Jordan.
Has it been fairly hard up to now? Has the pressure been on you? Will say since you beat Crokes, would you say the fact that Crokes were probably favourites to win it out, and here you are going into it now raging hot favourites in the final?
Yeah, it's a different situation for the rest of the championship. I suppose if you look at our games before next Sunday's one, we wouldn't be so hot favourites for all the other games, Cairns, Crokes, Stacks. They were all tough games, and next Sunday's going to be just as tough. So I don't know why this raging hot favourites tag we've got.
But that's the media, isn't it, again, in the bookies for you?
Yeah, it's the media, but I'd say that won't come into play next Sunday at all. It'll be just as hard as all the other games up to now.
Tell me, Gerald, what's the spirit been like in training?
Very good.
Has it been good?
Oh, it's been very good. A lot of young players come into the team the last couple of years. I've just joined them this year, and it was very easy to get back in a team setup because they're just a good bunch of lads, and they train hard, and most of the time everyone is there. But it's been very good.
The both of you lads would know the Annascaul because you play with them at underage level in Kerry. Are you still keeping up the contact this week? Are you ringing each other every night?
No. I'd say
Ray O'Connor was a fellow marking me that night inside in Killarney. I don't think he's playing this time.
No.
I won't be ringing him before the game, but I have a pint with him afterwards, alright.
And you're hoping that if you play well, the couple will come back here Sunday night? That's the plan.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, looking at it a couple years ago, to see the celebrations that were going on that night.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And you just said to yourself, geez, I hope I'm part of a county championship winning is really fabulous. And I mean, please God.
Now here with me a man whom we interviewed again back in 89, selector in 89, again this coming season, Padraig. How do you keep at it all the time? Is it the interest?
Interest, yes, Paddy, yeah.
Hard going though?
Oh, tough one all the time, yeah.
What has been the success behind Castleisland? I mean, over the years that, contesting an 89 county final, have been there about the top in almost everything, really?
They have, yeah. I put it down to hard work with juveniles.
Yes.
Working with juveniles, and we have a good panel of coaches put together, and we keep going from there, like.
Right. Now, you have seen the championship this year throughout, and you've obviously seen Annascaul as well. 15 men against 15 men, how do you compare?
Well, we look at it like they're in the final, we're in the final.
Yeah.
And we'll take it from there then, like.
But they're under no pressure whatsoever. They're, underdogs, isn't that right? It makes it easy for them.
Well, I suppose we're carrying the tag favourite, like, but that doesn't, that's only a word. Like, the team has gone before us, and I suppose we won't be the last if we're beaten.
Right, yeah. Now tell me, there was a great hunger there in 89. It hadn't been one for 78 years previously. Can you see the same hunger there this coming season?
I can, yeah, because we have a lot of, if we had to go back to our 89 panel, we have about at least 4 backs missing from that 89 panel. And we have at least from sub-bench, I suppose you could nearly say we have a 13 men lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but having said that, you still have about, you've 11 of the first 15.
We have, yeah.
It's a big help to going into the game.
Oh, it's a good help, yes. Yes, and I think we're younger than what we were in 89.
Right. Some of the others have retired.
An injury, like, so you were Mark Connor, his first loss was through injury all the year.
And I believe, was it Owen that got injured during the week as well, is that right?
Owen Joy, yes. He got injured in the hand, I think.
Yeah. So having said all that anyway, if you play as well as you're capable of playing, do you think that you're capable of winning it?
We are capable of winning it, and I hope we will win it, because back in 1893, I suppose we started the ball rolling from that time, and I hope we'll start rolling again from Sunday.
Clifford, selector as well in 89. John, at what stage during the week or will you be picking your team, or are you nearly fairly sure of the stage?
Well, we have a fair idea of the team at this stage, Paddy, but we'll be starting out tonight now.
Any injury problems?
Not really, no.
No. So you reckon it could be on the same lines as the Croaks?
Should be on the same,
No. Annascaul, David Farrell, a big loss to them.
Oh, he's obviously an awful loss to them, but if he's out, but apparently he is out, Whether he will make an appearance at some stage of the game remains to be seen, I suppose.
Right. They have a good side on the Annascaul, strong.
Oh, they're
hungry.
Very, very tenacious, very strong, and they've proved that in the last couple of matches they played,
Are you good enough to beat them?
Well, we're confident, but we're not overconfident, Hopefully things will go well for us in the day,
Good luck to you.
Thanks, Paddy.
Darkness begins to fall here in Castleisland. You can see the excitement about the town is good. The flag is up outside Sheehan Bar and outside lots of other places besides as well. But in the training camp there you can see a very cautious Castleisland crew taking those chances, and I suppose really and truly it's the best way to deal with the situation on Sunday night. But definitely the hype around the town is as big as ever. Flags hanging up almost everywhere. I wonder what kind of condition will this man the TV still on the wall as the cup comes back here, the blue and white, the Irish flag as well, and down below as well we've got another teddy bear. So, darkness definitely has come down here and the traffic easing off. Laune Rangers continue their training in their training grounds. Now we head out and leave Castleisland, head around the town penalty, so now sit back and relax and watch what some of the well-known faces as well as the bookmakers have to say how they feel this game will go on Sunday.
Well, Paddy, I feel that if Annascaul are to win this game, they'll have to improve an awful lot in the middle of the field. Against Stranraer, I feel they were lucky enough to come out as winners because of the performance that Nolan O'Mahony put in. I feel that the Annascaul full back line and full forward line are exceptionally good lines. But having said that, I feel that Laune Rangers have great strength overall. They seem to have great scoring power and have been very, very fit all through. Would use, particularly now, if they use Billy O'Shea as a half back, I think this will be very strong. Herlihy, I think both sides will want to win this very badly, but because of the overall strength of Laune Rangers, I feel it'll be very hard to beat them.
Well, I suppose, Paddy, having watched the two quarter-finals and two semi-finals, Laune Rangers certainly entitled to be favourites. They were very impressive against Crokes, got a great score, and no doubt about it, they're entitled to be favourites, but it's a final and it's a two-horse race, and I think Annascaul will probably relish the tags of underdogs, and we'll be feeling quite quietly confident that they'll be able to pull one over on the day. I think that Annascaul will have to do better at midfield. They did very well in midfield against West Kerry and didn't do so well against Stranraer, but they're going to be doing better in midfield to beat Laune Rangers. But they're a very tenacious side, and as I think if they played 10 times, I think Laune Rangers probably won 7. But on the day can go anyway. Laune Rangers is very balanced. They have a lot of options. They've got guys on the subs bench that would be on most county championship teams. They've great strength and depth. If I had to call it, I'd say Laune Rangers, but I certainly wouldn't be putting any more than my 5 on it. County championship, how they're going that way. I remember we played Kilmare back in '74. We were red hot favourites, Shan Rangers, absolutely red hot favourites, and we were well beaten by Kilmare in the day. So you never know in a county final; it's anyone's game.
Well, Paddy, I think it's a very hard match to call. I think both teams probably have the best forwards that I have seen anyway this year of a club team. Comparing the backs, very impressed with the Hassett brothers this year. I think they're real players for the future. I think individually, probably Laune Rangers have the better backs, but as a unit, I was very impressed with the way the Annascaul backs covered for each other and played kind of zone defence quite a lot. Coming down to midfield, I think that McKenna is going to have a very big game here on Sunday. So I can definitely see why Laune Rangers are favourites, but I have a strange suspicion that Annascaul are going to win this game.
Well, Paddy, I think it's going to be a lot closer than people expect. I was very impressed with Annascaul. We played them twice in the semi-final, and I think they're very fit and they have great heart. I don't think that Laune Rangers will have it as easy as a lot of people would expect. I think midfield is going to have a big bearing on it because both sets of forwards are extremely good. So I think midfield will hinge. The game will hinge on how midfield goes. I think to sum up, I would feel that obviously Laune Rangers are favourites, and if they get into the game early on, but I think the longer the game goes on, if Annascaul are hanging in there, I would fancy Annascaul if there's 10 minutes left in the game, and if they're hanging in there, I think they could pull through.
Yeah, I've seen the two semi-finals, Paddy, and you'd have to be very impressed with Laune Rangers, the way they played. They absolutely annihilated in the second half. They were brilliant, absolutely played outstanding football. Now Annascaul on the other side probably haven't been playing as well, but at the same time I think they showed great spirit in the way they came back with 14 men against Stranraer. So I think it's going to be a very close match, and I think it's a great achievement for Annascaul to get to the county final in their first year up at senior level, and I don't think they're going to die easy. A lot of people are under the impression that they will that Laune Rangers should win easily, but I don't see it that way. I think it's going to be a very close game, and I won't be surprised if Annascaul are there at the very end.
Very interesting combination on Sunday between Laune Rangers and Annascaul. I suppose Laune Rangers, with their experience of winning a final a few years ago, and a lot of seasoned campaigners would have to go into the game as favourites, but having said that, Annascaul have a certain amount of experience too. A lot of those guys have county medals already, you know, and they were quite impressive against West Kerry and after 2 good battles against Annascaul. But I suppose I wouldn't be surprised if Annascaul ended up winning the game, but I would have to say that I think that on the day Laune Rangers will probably shade it.
Well, from a betting point of view, I found that at the outset there was quite a lot of interest in Annascaul at 14-1. Initially there wasn't great interest in Laune Rangers. However, the punters were inclined to get into them at the quarter-final stage when I laid a substantial bet at 7-2. It's interesting from my point of view that the 3 teams on whom I got the most bets ended up in the semi-finals. That's Cairns O'Reilly's, Annascaul and Laune Rangers. Now that Laune Rangers and Annascaul are in the final, I would, from a financial point of view, would prefer to see Annascaul win, even though I lose money either way. The betting for Sunday's game is 4-7 Laune Rangers and 13-8 Annascaul, and a draw at 7-1.
It's going to be a very close contest with Annascaul being their first year in the championship. They've done very well to get to the final on form. Laune Rangers would be the team, and everybody seems to be going for them, I'd say. And I would certainly have to go for Laune Rangers as well.
Well, Paul, I think on Sunday it's going to be a better game than people think. Watching both teams, as you know, Killorgan beat us in the semi-final, and they look like to be the team in form. But I wouldn't rule out Annascaul, because I think there's great heart, and I think the likes of Tommy Dial is going to lift Annascaul an awful lot. But saying all this, I think that Killorgan will probably win in the end. I think it's going to be as good a game as we're going to see in a long while, because there is great commitments from both teams.
Well, Paddy, Laune Rangers and Annascaul again. We have a first-hand experience of Laune Rangers earlier on the year. We played an under-strength team in the Gleneagle Shield, and even though they were under-strength, I was still impressed with a lot of their younger players. And I know they were missing Timmy Fleming, Billy Shea, Billy Sullivan, and perhaps 1 or 2 others as well. They have got a lot of strength and depth. They have a lot of experience in county championship football before. A lot of them have county championship medals. That'll probably stand to them. Annascaul, on the other hand, are a very, very strong club team, proven and underage, and with a great wealth of experience with Tommy Dial and Johnny Dial as well, and Brian Fowle to a lesser extent. I think it's going to be a hard one to call. I understand the bookies are making Laune Rangers hot favourite, but I think because of particularly Tommy Dial and his enthusiasm for the game still, I have a slight fancy for Annascaul. They're a very good team in a final, and I think it's anyone's game at the end of the day. But unfortunately, I'd say for Laune Rangers, I think I'll tip Annascaul, and I haven't been wrong the last number of years. But I'm still very impressed with Laune Rangers, and I know that they have a few fellas that they'll be offering to carry football in the next couple of years. So I'll tip for Annascaul at the end of the day and Tommy Dial.
This should be a very entertaining county final. It's a wonderful achievement by Annascaul getting to the final, and now that they're in the final, I've no doubt they're going to put up a great show. If they can win 50-50 middle of the field, they have very sharp, fast forwards, could make it very difficult for Laune Rangers. But all in all, I think that Laune Rangers will have too much strength in all the sectors throughout the field. So I think I would go for a Laune Rangers win.
Well, Paddy, I'm looking forward to the county final next Sunday on Annascaul. I've watched them all the championship matches since the first round, and they're playing very well. And Laune Rangers, I have seen them 4 times this year, and they've been very impressive, particularly the match against the Crokes. So I'm looking forward to a very good county final, and I think on the day it can go anywhere, because it's Annascaul there for the first time, and Laune Rangers have been there before and they've done it before. But if you asked me to call it, it's very difficult, but I think on the day Laune Rangers will just about do it.
Well, I've seen both teams play, and they're both very exciting teams. They're both physically, they're small, I think. Laune Rangers probably have the advantage as regards being stronger. However, though, I think that Annascaul, they have a very good chance. With 2 forwards like Wishy Lynch and Jeannie Farrell, I think they have good scoring power. But overall, I would probably give the verdict to Laune Rangers. Last year, we caught them in the first round of the county championship. I think they're a very well-balanced team. They have a very good set of forwards, and I think at this stage they probably have the edge. But with Tommy Dial again, Annascaul will put up a good fight, but I would go for Laune Rangers.
Last word from Jimmy Deanan and Dáil Éireann. Out onto the field come the Annascaul team here in Tralee. The day has arrived. It's 3:09. The team come onto the field. The men from the West Kerry Gaeltacht area, Annascaul, subs still coming out there onto the field very, very early. These men very intent on getting onto the field early and getting into the feel of what's happening as the Waterville team going off the field. Well, these players have come out straight away and they're not waiting any longer. They have waited long enough, they said, to get onto the field here in Austin Stock Park Tralee, but today is their day. The women and the men behind this team make their way out onto the field, and yes indeed, a very, very big day for Annascaul. There they are coming out onto the field clad in their lovely tracksuits, a team who have been given no chance by many of the outsiders today. And yes indeed, they are in tip-top shape. There's Tom McCarthy coming out, a man who unfortunately had to cry off due to injury. A young man who works as a hotel manager in Bandon. His father had given years of service to the club. What a big loss he is to the team today. There goes Johnny O'Donnell and the selectors out onto the field, really wasting no time. They want to get the use of the field, and you can see the team going down there where they're kicking around. Well, you can see the breeze is blowing very strong down the field. The flag's up on the scoreboard. Well, they tell their own story. Sunday we have, yes indeed, 26th of September 1993, County Championship Final Day in Austin Stock Park Tralee. Annascaul lining up now for their team photograph of the St. John's Pipe Band here playing behind us. The subs and the whole team gathering in together, and that's the way it should be. An exciting day for these players. Tommy Dáil leading them by example, the subs, the whole lot, and that's the way it should be. The whole panel together. They break away for the action. Ready for live, full action here in Tralee. And out onto the field come the Laune Rangers team, and they're racing to the road that greets them. Leo! Sponsored by the fisheries as they come out onto the field, clad in their smashing jackets and tracksuits. The trainer John Evans, I was told, well, he had a very uneasy night's sleep last night, didn't get to bed until fairly late, and now come their various mentors, their selectors, their trainers. There's their team, the club chairman Jerome Conway, being followed by men who've been in there over the years, Patsy Joy, Johnny Clifford, the men who've been doing the work in that club over the years. A lot of good, well-known faces. Their excitement is high, the pressure is on them because they are the raging hot favourites to take the title back to Castleisland for the first time since 1989. Big day for the selectors and all concerned. And the gate is now opening for that great team trainer from Castleisland, the mighty John Evans, the superintendent based here in Tralee. A very big day for him. A man who's done marvellous work with the minor teams down in Castleisland, has won a few county titles. He's already proven his pedigree. Big crowd in the stand, as you can see. Some of them clad, well, Annascaul crowd up on the far side in the yellow and blue, and really and truly I believe the village of Annascaul was something unbelievable this morning, and quite a large number of supporters right down along the stand looking forward to this very big game. Laune Rangers flag, well, it has to be Laune Rangers, and the teddy bears down by these bunch of people here, and indeed the stand has been packed here since 2 o'clock. They had to close the stand. That will tell you the intensity of the expectation to this county final. Across on the far side is packed. There'll be between 12 and 15,000 people here at least today. St. John's Pipe Band from Tralee, providing the entertainment they have been playing here for many, many years. The day is absolutely superb, and so too is the music of the St. John's Pipe Band in Tralee. The Rangers team lining up for their team photograph, clad in their smashing white jerseys, clashed with a little bit of blue, and some lovely jackets as well, and sponsored, of course, the main sponsor of Laune Rangers are the fishery in Castleisland. Padraig doesn't want, they're not going to be a team photograph, and they've been cleared away already. Building up here in Tralee, you can see quite a large crowd across on the far side of the field as well. Well, the time is 3:19. We've got 10 minutes to go to the throw-in, and the excitement indeed is very, very high. You can see over who needs the lotto. We've got bingo, and right down along the whole way up is an absolutely huge crowd as these teams playing in their biggest game this year so far. Team kicking around in front of goal, and as they do so we'll give you their team. In goals is Thomas Ash, 26-year-old Thomas Ash, wearing number 2 Jerry Line, number 3 Pat Flav, and number 4 it's Brian Farrell. The half-back line, Johnny Driscoll wearing number 5, Tommy Dáil wearing number 6, and Johnny Dáil wearing number 7. Number 8 Pat McKenna, and number 9 Mark Moynihan. The half-forward line, Jean Bingo Driscoll, the captain, Ibrahim Diak, Sean O'Driscoll, number 12 Tim Falvey, 13 Dermot Wishy-Lynch. At full forward will be Jeannie Farrell wearing number 15, and coming in to replace the injured Tom McCarthy wearing 22, Sean Foxy Farrell. The Castleisland team up here on the Mitchell side of the ground, well, their team are lining out as follows. In goals, the former captain in 89, Peter Lyons. The full back line, number 2 Adrian Hassett, number 3 Paddy Sheehan, and number 4 Michael Hassett. The half-back line, number 5, Billy O'Shea, number 6, Tommy Byrne, and number 7, Shane O'Sullivan. Midfield wearing number 8 is Timmy Fleming, number 9, Pierce Prendeville. The half-forward line wearing number 10, human small dynamo Paul Griffin, number 11, James O'Shea, and number 12, Gerard Murphy. The full forward line wearing 13, Pat McKenna, 14, Joe Shannon, and 15, Billy O'Sullivan, as they now prepare to come in for the march behind the pipe band here in Tralee. Free for today's county final in the centre there, Dan Bon O'Sullivan from Curra, and his 2 linesmen for the day, 2 of the best referees in the county also, Pat Sheehy and Dennis Reedy. All gathered in their huddle there, well, there are a number of changes and full back line, Johnny Lyne switches with Brian Farrell across to the other corner, and the half back line, Johnny Driscoll switches with Johnny Dial. Well, indeed, their big day has finally arrived. Excitement and tension now in the Annascaul dugout as well. There we can see Paddy Kennedy, Tom McCarthy, Sean Barry going in there. John O'Donnell is excited as well. All the subs up along the line there. This is their big day. And down we move a little further and we see the Laune Rangers camp, their subs, as they're rigged down there together, wondering, well, what's ahead of them, what's going to happen. It's all to play for any moment now. So as the players march behind the St. John's pipe band, well, a very exciting day here. Joining me in the commentary position is Owen Liston. Owen, unbelievable excitement, a huge crowd today.
Fantastic day, Paddy, really. It's a really special day, obviously, for Annascaul, being in their first final, and I'd say we're in for a right cracker of a game.
A very strong wind blowing out there. I believe Laune Rangers are playing against it in the first half.
Yeah, it will definitely be a significant factor, but I think the whole team as much as the Laune Rangers team. I think they play a good brand of football. They keep the ball low into their forward, and I could see them just doing as good against the breeze as with the wind.
A big blow to Annascaul, though. David Farrell missing, Vincent Knightley missing, and now Tom McCarthy playing off as well. For such a small club with such a little big blow, but they've got great heart.
Oh yeah, it is devastating, to be missing 3 players of that quality. But as I said, they're great heart, and I'm sure they're going to good account for themselves here today.
So referee Dan Bourne getting ready. So Rangers have won the toss, and any moment now the ball will be in for the start of the 1993 Irish Bank sponsored Senior County Championship. Referee Dan O'Sullivan looking at his watch. The St. John's pipe band leaving the field. You can see the crowd in the stand is huge, and Kerry County Board today made sure well that they were going to close the stand quite early, and yes indeed they had to, but this side of the field is absolutely packed. 9:50, well it's 3:31, a little bit over the time, but referee Dan O'Sullivan of Curra, a man who has been involved with Kerry minor teams over the years, involved with the underage coaching as well out in Curra. He's checking with his linesmen, checking with his umpires, and the stage is almost set. Pat McKenna, Mark Moynihan, Timmy Fleming and Pierce Prendeville in the middle of the field. He's about to reach for the ball. He throws it in, stopwatch roll, and the 1993 County Senior Championship final down. And first to break away on the score. Good kick down the field. Annascaul need to get a score early on, and the man with the ball is Jeannie Farrell. Jeannie Farrell appeared to be fouled as he does that, but the ball comes back out again into the hands of number 9. That man Mark Moynihan fits it outside to the number 13, Dermot Wishy Lynch, and Wishy Lynch is kicking a dangerous looking ball inside Brixton. They're going to chance of a score here, but back come the Laune Rangers defence. Clearing out of it is their number 2, Adrian Hassett, and young Hassett drops the ball and comes back to number 12 who drops it again. Tension is high here in these early moments. The ball fisted outside, and away come Laune Rangers out of the very early seconds of the game. The ball grabbed by the young Paul Griffin. Across the field goes the ball. Nicely grabbed there by Joe Shannon, and Shannon heading, striving for goal, being policed as he does so. And he gets it to Paul Griffin. Paul Griffin turning onto his right foot, re-rounding again, kicking it across straight into the hand of an Annascaul man. And in this first half, remember that Laune Rangers are playing into a very, very strong wind, hoping that maybe they'll be able to hold them at bay on Annascaul. And away comes the number 4, Michael Hassett. A good ball out to Timmy Fleming, the farmer who's living in Muckles in Killarney. And Timmy Fleming kicking it across field. Who goes for it now is number 7 across there on the far side for Annascaul. That man Johnny Dial, the man who works with DC's up in Cork, covering the Kerry area, selling their orange and lemonade, etc. The ball comes downfield again. Into the centre it comes, into the number 15, Jeannie Farrell, who's playing it full forward, but at the moment he's marking the number 2 for Laune Rangers. Adrian Hassett, a good kick. Is it high? Is it straight and throw? The first score is it? Jeannie Farrell putting them into the lead. First point coming after 1 minute and 33 seconds of play. He got a right rattle there. He's sporting blood from his head. 24-year-old Tiny, they call him, or aeroplane. Farmer back in Annascaul village pub. Toured America with West Kerry a number of years ago and stayed out in San Francisco. And in that particular year that he stayed there, he became Kerry Player of the Year out there. His father, of course, won 3 county championship medals with Strand Road back in the 50s. and his father also won an All-Ireland junior medal back in those early days as well. Comes Peter Lyons to kick out this one. Owen Bummer, things very tense in the early minutes of a game like this.
Tense, a lot of mistakes there in the first minute, was what you'd expect, but I think that injury now will give players a chance to settle down a bit and should be a bit more free-flowing now.
And on the free-flowing side of it, away comes Billy O'Shea upfield, gets the ball in towards the corner position. Grabbed in there, heading for the sideline, out over the sideline. They're looking for the sideline ball, but it's going to be on the scored sideline ball that seems to be in there. The linesman has no hesitation awarding that, and Pat Sheehy from Clonmac and the linesman leaving it there to be taken by one of the Annascaul players. Quickly taken here for it, and looking for it is the Annascaul number 12. Tim Farabee back in the action again. Shoulder in the back there, nicely grabbed by number 7, Shane O'Sullivan, and the Lee Strand employee, North Kerry. But to his credit, Munster under 21 County Leagues, Kerry Championship and 6-minute Kerry Championship gets the action on the way again. The ball comes back to the number 6, Tommy Burden, the 23-year-old vet in Kenoghan, driving it upfield where it's grabbed by the man in the 40, James O'Shea, the captain. James O'Shea fisting it inside. But the ball is picked up nicely by little Johnny Lyne, the man formerly from Ballinaskelly, pleaded post the Great in Dublin, married down on the score, enjoying his football there. First year playing senior football, in it goes to Jeannie Farrell, pushing the back by Adrian Hassett. Ball kicked in again, but the Long Ranger defence playing well in there. Tense, anxious moments here as Timmy Fleming busts upfield again. Long Rangers looking to get their first score. Back out comes the ball to the man midfield is Pierce Prendeville, and Pierce Prendeville passing it across to Shane O'Sullivan, and Shane O'Sullivan drives upfield, kicks a low ball, a poor pass, but it goes out towards the number 15. Billy O'Sullivan, the man who scored 4-1 against Tyrone in an All-Ireland under 21 final a number of years ago, and Billy O'Sullivan from Mountain View inside to a man open. He's on in front of the goal. It counts to the first goal for Logan, and Jonathan Murphy looks to be putting it over the bar. The 27-year-old Klingon employee with a Munster on the 21 medal, 1 Kerry Senior Championship and 3 County Leagues and 3 Mid-Kerrys to his credit, gets the first goal for Logan after exactly 5.5 minutes of this first half, and on the score not delaying too much in kicking out the ball. Good kick out to the middle of the field. Up go the hands, grabbing for it. Grabbed here by the Annascaul man, driving it inside. Hopped on the ground. It'll tell you Silo a little bit heavy there on the far side, but he's still driving through Bingo. But Bingo is taken to the ground, and referee awards a free in to Annascaul. Wishy Lynch, the student in the RTC in Tralee. Up comes Wishy, a good kick from Wishy, curling nicely over the bar. The second score for Annascaul, coming after 6.5 minutes of the first half. 2 points for Annascaul, 1 score for Clonaghan. Peter Lyons kicking it out now, the captain in 1989. He's 32, the oldest player on the team, having won All-Ireland vocational medals, minor county leagues and mid-Kerry championship, the total of 9 of those. But this is a fifth hanger in the early stages. Long Rangers driving forward now again. Good kick up by Billy O'Shea, but they're not any great purpose of the kicking because the balls are very high in the air for the forwards. Some very bad passing there by Long Rangers, Bomber.
Yes, it's a kind of hard body, but I think Annascaul are gambling on getting the ball in low, considering and working with people towards the Long Ranger defence. I think that's their main tactic.
Right, up the field goes the ball again, but again the Long Ranger defence grabbing it nicely, and the man grabbing it is Michael Hassett, the youngest man in the field, but he fists it across to Bingo Driscoll. The 23-year-old Annascaul man gets it inside to his number 12. Tim Farabee outside, a chance of a score here, and Annascaul man gone inside free, but Foxy Farrell kicks it inside, breaks down again, back to Foxy Farrell in front of goal, looking danger here for our Long Rangers, and Foxy Farrell kicks it across the goal, going out to the left. Is it going to go wide? Gone out to the left and harmlessly wide. Peter Lyons again, not in any major rush, and would you blame him kicking into that wind? Up go the hands, grabbing for it, staying down and winning it nicely is Billy O'Shea, and Billy O'Shea now being well harassed by 2 on the score player. Great heart, great fire on both these sides today. The ball is fisted across the field to Shane. The Pierce Prendeville, but Pierce Prendeville to pass outside to the man on the 40, Sean Driscoll. A chance here, is he going to be fouled? He fists it back to Bingo. Bingo driving forward, and a dangerous tackle on Bingo. This could result in a booking here for the Clonaghan number 7, Shane O'Sullivan. And again, Wishy Lynch coming up, and Wishy's kick this time is low, dangerous looking. Oh, nicely grabbed inside by the Killarney number 7, Shane O'Sullivan, who gets it outfield again, and away come Laune Rangers again. They're looking for their second score. They haven't scored in a few minutes now. Very strong wind playing havoc with the play across the field at the moment, but a lot of Annascaul men out there. You think they're an extra man at the moment. The man with the ball is Tim Falvey. His brother Brendan is also on the panel. Previously won a medal with West Kerry. Tim, as the ball is fisted inside again, grabbed by Wishy Lynch. Wishy Lynch running all over the place, but not going anywhere in particular. The ball almost touched the gunning, but little Wishy again comes in there and picks it up and fisted inside to his number 9. Mark Moynihan's kick goes out to the right and very, very wide. 2-3. Peter Lyons again, being kept reasonably busy, but at the moment only for 2 right reasons as far as Laune Rangers or as far as Annascaul are concerned. 2 points to 1, the time gone in the game. Exactly 10 minutes and 40 seconds. The ball very close to the side and across on the far side, and the break goes Annascaul's way. A large contingent of West Kerry supporters and Gaelport and all that area up here today supporting Annascaul. A lot of yellow and blue out there, also a lot of white and blue for Laune Rangers as a good driving ball kicked in. Oh, nicely broken down and vitally broken down there by the Laune Ranger defence, and away they come again. A good fist pass out here. It comes to the man on the 40, that man James O'Shea, the captain, leading by example. He got a good pass there from Michael Hassett. He's driving forward and towards the goal now, turning onto his left foot, fisted inside where he finds Joe Shannon. And Joe Shannon, the 31-year-old bank official in Croom, still driving forward, looking very fit this year. Joe Shannon played a marvellous game against Groves. He fisted back outside to a man who's trying to drive forward here, the man in the 40, James Shea. But this Laune Ranger defence playing exceptionally well. Ball pass inside to number 5, who goes for goal. Very early on, the push shot. The goal he dropped it, but got away with it again. Thomas Asher were lucky there. Tommy Dial, the maestro behind him, gets the ball now, driving out of defence. First ball kicked in towards Tommy, and away come Annascaul again, but pulled on the ground there, heading out towards the sideline of the Annascaul sideline ball from the very side here, and coming over to take it, little Johnny Lyne. The former man who played, his football already down in Ballinascalig, married to a girl from Cordell, living back in Annascaul, driving out the middle of the field to where it goes to Pat McKenna. Pat McKenna across to Johnny Driscoll. Johnny Driscoll inside. Nice play here by Annascaul. Nice play into Wishy Lynch again. And Wishy Lynch driving forward, turning onto his right foot. Good kick by Wishy. Is it high enough? But Peter Lyons, the staunch, dead-sure goalie inside, gets it out to Paddy Sheehan. Paddy Sheehan out, he gets it to Shane O'Sullivan, and Shane O'Sullivan to Timmy Fleming, and Timmy Fleming busts away upfield. Wearing number 8, Timmy Fleming. A tense, exciting game here so far. Scores hard to come by, but there was a foul there on Billy O'Sullivan, and it'll be a free into Laune Rangers. Quickly taken by, in it goes to the danger zone again. Laune Rangers looking for another scorer here. In goes the ball, nicely broken down there, and again the Annascaul defence back there, ever ready, but again poor passing out the field. And who do they find? But all on his own, the man who went for the goal a while ago, Billy O'Shea. When he go for the pint here, he's still driving forward, going into danger, gets a rattle of a shoulder, and it's a free in. Dan Sullivan gives a free in there for the rattle of a shoulder. Annascaul defence playing well at the moment, Palmer.
Yeah, both defences are on top. I think that the tactic by both teams is to run at the defence, and they're hoping it will free, etc. I think Annascaul would probably be better to try for a few long-range points in the first half with the wind.
Player down injured. That was a fairly hard tackle. Seemed to be a shoulder bomber, did it?
Well, like Billy was coming straight through, looked very dangerous. Johnny Dial came across. I didn't see anything really intentional in it, but it just kind of, I'd say, caught him on the jaw.
Good chance here for Laune Rangers to get their second score. So with 13 and a half minutes gone, Timmy Fleming comes up to take this kick. Timmy's kick into the wind is good. The sides are level. A good score from Timmy Fleming, and the sides are level once again. 2 points for Annascaul. The flag, the blue and white flags behind the goals there, quite you can see. Rangers may have beaten, very hard to read it, but maybe we'll get a shot of it later on as the Annascaul goalie not delaying in any time whatsoever. Thomas Ash, well, a lot of serious injuries in his earlier career, and he works with his meat wholesaling company back around Annascaul. They deliver a lot of meat around the North Kerry area actually, and they say their meat is dynamite. Good that means. That's Johnny Dial busting forward upfield here now. He's trying to launch Annascaul. A good pass inside, nicely grabbed inside by Tim Farley. A chance here to get another score for Annascaul. A good kick from Farley, but not good enough. Out to the right and gone wide. Annascaul missing a lot of chances in the early stages. That wind could be vital yet. Owen.
Yeah, definitely. There should be 2 or 3 points up at this stage, I think, but I still feel that if Annascaul can be in this game with 10 minutes to go, I think that their greater hunger would play part.
What's that? Yeah. Peter Lyons going back to take this one again. The sides are level at 2 points apiece, and well, we're almost halfway into the first half as the sun is beaming down here in Austin Stack Park. 100 years ago in 1893, the county final was played here. Laune Rangers won it on that particular occasion. They beat Kiel by 1-1 to 0-2, but they were then unable to fill their Munster fixture because they were unable to secure the £25 to pay for the train fare. Isn't that amazing stuff? We're 100 years on. Laune Rangers are bidding to win the title for the first time since 1989. Annascaul have never won a senior title, but they've won many other titles. A good kick inside, but it's going right across towards the sideline. Still kept in play here by Gerard Murphy. And Gerard Murphy, will he be walking in Killargan tomorrow? Time alone will tell. The ball is flecked inside, but again the Annascaul defence looking very, very good, very, very strong inside there, and driving forward up the field they come again. Bingo Driscoll way back in defence helping out. This man who's playing mighty football drives it down the field, but again Laune Rangers man there, fists it back. It goes back to Sean Driscoll, the man from Corradov. Working inside with Shawnee Welch, accountants in Tralee. Chance here of another score for Annascaul. The kick looks to be good this time. A lovely kick over the bar and scored by Jeannie Farrell. A very, very good score. 3 points to 2. That score coming after 60 minutes of the first half. Out into the sky again. Up go the hand of for it. And nicely fetched there by Annascaul. They drive forward once again. They lead by 3 points to 2. A chance for the wing back here. The number 5 kicks high but out to the right and wide again from Johnny Driscoll. Good kick out again from Peter Lyons. Up go the hands grabbing for it. Ball breaks down again. Laune Rangers coming away upfield again. Good kick, good clearance by Tommy Burton, the vet. Tommy Burton down towards Joe Shannon, who's coming away out from goal. Joe Shannon floats it inside towards Billy O'Sullivan, nicely fetched by Billy. And Billy would love to score 4-1 today, but at the moment there's a long way to go yet. Billy cutting inside nicely, looking very dangerous. Fisted across a very high pass to Paul Griffin, and Paul Griffin grabbed it nicely, turning onto his right foot. Young Griffin, and a marvellous score from Paul Griffin. That was an excellent score for her.
I think the Laune Rangers are living off scratch midfield, but anytime that they go forward, they look very dangerous.
What's the pattern of the game at the moment? What kind of a shape is it taking?
Well, as I said already, Paddy, I think that Annascaul are trying to get the ball into Jeannie Farrell. They feel that he has a beating of Hassett inside there, and they're gambling on that, whereas the midfield, the Annascaul midfield, seem to be on top anyway at this stage. But any time that Laune Rangers go up, they look very dangerous.
Kick out again to the field, up they go, out the midfield, up they go, grabbing for the man who's going across to get it. Is there number 7, Shane O'Sullivan. The holder of 6 Mid-Kerry Championship medals gets it inside, and a chance here now for Laune Rangers to pick off another score into Gerard Murphy. Gerard Murphy going forward, puts it on the score, and out of his waist he goes in. Back it comes to Billy Shea, chance of a score from Billy O'Shea, will he take his score? And a kick that's gone way out to the right and wide, a good chance gone a begging there for Laune Rangers. Thomas Ashe again kicking it out into the sky. Up go the hands grabbing for it, and now Laune Rangers coming into it a bit more at midfield, and Gerard Murphy has come out a bit further, and he gives a pass inside, looks to be going to Annascaul, but it's grabbed in there by the number 10 Paul Griffin inside to the man in the corner, who's still going forward, foul as he does. So referee says no, he fell on the ball. Referee said play on, advantage Annascaul, away coming to play, back out to midfield again. Up go Tumen grabbing for it, nicely broken down with 2 free Annascaul men here. The man on the ball at the moment is number 7. He's still going forward. He should be Annascaul doing a lot of short passing in there when they should have been taking their points possibly. Will this man go for his point? But the Annascaul defence is putting up a great fortress in there. How would you believe it? A pass into the thing and cost Tommy Boyle. And now with the next man coming upfield, but the pass might be gone a bit too far. A foul there on Bingo Driscoll by Tommy Burton, quickly to be taken here by Wishy Lynch, who's come away outfield, but Bingo takes it quickly. A good ball from Bingo across the field. Nice pass across to Tim Falvey, and Tim Tiny aeroplane Falvey kicks it inside, nicely fetched inside there and beautifully grabbed by the Annascaul man. Out comes young Hassett, out to Timmy Fleming, and away come Laune Rangers again. Timmy Fleming looks to be in very fit condition, both these sides super shape. As downfield again comes Billy O'Shea, this man covering a lot of ground on both sides of the field. He's still going forward, but is he taking too much out of the ball? He hits it across here again, where he finds on his own Gerald Murphy, who's marking that man. Well, who was marking, we want to be picking him up. Jordan has a chance of a point here. Will he take it? Yes, he kicks it over the bar, and Laune Rangers against the wind, going to the lead after 20 minutes of the first half. A lot of sharp passing there by Laune Rangers, Bomber.
Yeah, Annascaul is well there. I think that they're trying to watch the ball a bit too much in the defence here. 3 or 4 times now they've left a loose man come up this side of the field, and they'd want to go back to the man-to-man marking a bit.
Out comes, or will be coming, the kick out very shortly from Thomas Ashe, of course, replacing the normal goalkeeper who should have been playing today, that man Kevin O'Shea, who was injured on the Saturday prior to their replay before, and definitely a man whom I'm sure that many will be sparing a thought for today. But Laune Rangers driving forward again now in the form of Timmy Fleming. Fleming is fouled and Dan Bone says it's a free and quickly taken. Laune Rangers men coming upfield all the time. Good play there by the Annascaul defence again. Jolly Pat Flahav, man who captained the West Kerry team 2 years ago, giving a bad pass out and finding the Laune Rangers number 7. That was a very, very bad pass there, and really quickly taken inside. A man gone right through a chance of a goal here. It's quickly taken, and that was quick football by Laune Rangers. A goal coming after 21 and a half minutes of the first half. It's 1-4 to 3 points. Quick thinking there by Laune Rangers.
Very quick thinking. There inside the goal. The goalie saw it a bit too late. Had to come and couldn't find the goal. It was a good goal.
A very crushing blow at that stage of the game for Annascaul, who had to go out in the second half playing into a very strong win, but they've shown that they have had before.
It was unfortunate really, it came from a bad pass from Pat Flahav, and look, this will test Annascaul now. They're still not out of this game yet, I think.
So the kick out to be taken by the quick thinking goalie Thomas Ash. He did the best he could. He came out, but the man had gone inside, and when you have players from Laune Rangers, the calibre of Laune Rangers players, well, they sure do put away those chances. The ball hit inside again, falling on the ground there. Laune Rangers still going forward, picks it up nicely. Nobody helping him out there. Yes, indeed, in there now. Paul Griffin, good ball from Paul Griffin outside. It comes across to the number 9. A chance of another score here. Is it kicked high enough and over the bar? Yes, indeed, another score. Scored by that man at midfield for Laune Rangers, Pierce Prendeville, the 30-year-old thing in play, putting it over the bar. There's a sub coming in for Annascaul. He's gone into the field straight away. He's number 16. Gone into the field according to our programme. That's Brendan Fabi, the brother of Tim. Brendan gone in, and it looks to be Tommy Dial coming to the sideline, or Johnny Dial coming to the sideline, and injured in the very early stages, and that's a bad blow for Annascaul. Already having a number of their very talented players on the sideline, that definitely a big blow to Annascaul. Johnny gone to the sideline. We make the score 1-5 to 3 points. That's 5 points between the sides, and gone in the game. Well, exactly 23 minutes of play. The ball kicked out high into the sky. The sun beaming down here in Austin Stack Park, Tralee. Laune Rangers trying to come forward again. Their number 10 has it on this particular occasion, and that man is Paul Griffin, working with Irish Rail in Dublin, but it's Jolly Laune who's in there. Pat Flahav was in there, gets it out. Away come Annascaul again. They need a score now, and definitely need a few scores before half time. But again, a poor pass by the Annascaul man up to Billy O'Shea. And Billy O'Shea, who's covering an amount of ground. At this stage, I'd say he's at least 33 miles covered as he gets the ball inside to Tommy Burden. Tommy Burden getting a chance of a point here. Tommy Burden's kick is high, and Tommy Burden's kick is over the bar. Another score coming for Laune Rangers after 23-24 minutes of the first half. Thomas Ash coming out again, 1-6 to 3 points. James Shea, the Laune Rangers captain, will be happy, I'm sure, going into the half-time, having scored that very good goal. Quick thinking again by Laune Rangers. Hit across here to Billy O'Shea by Pierce Prendeville. Billy O'Shea gets it inside. Laune Rangers seem to have extra men all over the place, Bomber.
Yeah, they're playing excellent football, really. I think they're making Annascaul look very, very bad at the moment.
Back to Gerald Murphy again. Gerald Murphy as he kicks inside, blocked down nicely, and looks to be, no, he's not in trouble. I thought that led to get in trouble many years ago, might be in trouble again. But out comes the ball towards the sideline ball for Annascaul across on the far side. 25 minutes exactly gone in the first half. As the sideline ball will be taken by Tommy Dial. Tommy Dial calling for it, is being left bingo, leaving it to Tommy. And at this stage, the Annascaul players leading or trailing by 9 points to 3. It's 6 points. Well, they've come back before from the dead, and I'm sure what they have to have back around there, they're capable of doing it again. But Laune Rangers at the moment are definitely on song and playing superb football. Kicked back into the fence again and nicely grabbed in there by the full back Paddy Sheehan. Paddy Sheehan to Timmy Fleming. Fleming outside to James O'Shea, the man on the 40, and James O'Shea, who works with Dillies in Tralee, kicking it across here where it comes into the hands of Joe Shannon. Joe Shannon working as a bank official down in Chrome, and Joe driving forward. He sees a man inside. That man on his own is the number 13. Kicks high, kicks straight over the bar. A marvellous score there. A beautiful score by Pat McKenna from Steel Row, the 24-year-old thing in play, the holder of an All-Ireland under 21 medal, 3 senior league medals, and 5 mid-county championships, along with many others as well. And now we make the scoreboard reads 1-7 for Laune Rangers, 3 points for Annascaul. Would be very hard at this stage, Bomber, for Annascaul going in half-time in that situation to keep the motivation going.
They'll have no trouble keeping the motivation going, but they could definitely do with a score now, I think, before half-time, because Timmy Fleming have really come into his own there at midfield, and every time that they go forward now, they look like scoring. You know, they're playing some beautiful football.
Kicked upfield again nicely by Shane O'Sullivan, and this Laune Rangers forward line are look to be lethal when they get moving. Falling over that, two men falling on top of each other. Johnny Line is adjudged, the Laune Rangers player adjudged to have touched the ball on the ground, and it will be a free out to Annascaul with 26, almost 27 minutes gone in this, the first half. Tommy Doyle back there now with the ball in his hand, about to kick it. Not in any major hurry at the moment. Kicks it out now. Good high ball. Out it comes up. Both the hands grabbing for it. Broken down again. And it's again, this time it's a Laune Rangers man coming to it again. Picked up nicely and driven forward by Gerard Murphy. What a marvellous game this man is playing so far as he gets the ball down here. It seems to be Laune Rangers men all over the place. The man grabbing it now is Sean O'Driscoll. And Sean O'Driscoll kicking it. Or not Sean O'Driscoll going Eshkia, but James O'Shea, the captain, kicking it inside. Laune Rangers looking for another score here. They're picking off their points nicely. Quick thinking, hand pass out there, but it's picked up and grabbed by Tim Aeroplane Falvey, and he kicks it out over the sideline. A very poor kick out over the sideline. A sideline ball down here directly underneath us, and Paul Griffin coming to take it. Paul Griffin, don't think he'll be travelling back to work with Irish Rail tomorrow if they're to win here this evening. Leaving it on, taking from the hand, looking for somebody to pass it to. He does indeed. He finds Timothy Fleming, and Timothy Fleming gets it out to Paul again, and Paul cutting inside now, turning onto his left leg and fisting a nice ball inside, but pushing the back in there, and it'll be a free, push in the back, a free into Laune Rangers, and everything seems to be going against them at the moment, Owen.
It is really, you have to hand it to the Laune Rangers. They're playing beautifully. Looking for the man the whole time, playing it very sensible ball in. And I think the big difference, as I see it at the moment, is Annascaul haven't got a ball winner inside. They're totally dependent in kicking a low ball in, and the Laune Rangers backs are getting on top now at this stage inside.
Good kick over the bar again, and another score for Laune Rangers. They're just coming score after score after score. 1-8 to 0-3. Let's go on. Where's the ball? We're looking for the ball. Downfield comes the captain again, trying to lead by example. Gets it down here to Tiny Falvey and Tim Falvey. He's father, I'm sure. Would love if he was adding another championship medal to his cupboard, but inside runs one of the Annascaul players again, nicely kicked down, but nicely blocked down again and grabbed again by the number 15. Jeannie Farrell foul, brought to the ground as we enter the 29th minute of the first half. The ball being left here for Tommy Doyle coming up. No, coming out to take it will be Weeshy, I think, again, and 1-8 to 0-3. The wind seems to be blowing very strong out there on.
It is, but
up he comes now. Owen is getting a bit caught for breath there, and this is a good kick from Weeshy over the bar. That's 4 points now for Annascaul. 1-8 for Laune Rangers, and we make it almost 30 minutes gone. We've just 30 minutes and 12 seconds played as the ball comes out to the middle of the field again. Laune Rangers looking for the ball downfield and looking for another score before half-time. Timmy Fleming driving forward, or Pierce Prindiville rather driving forward. Ball brought to the ground by Annascaul, man kicked out towards the middle of the field again, fouled as he does so. Free up field to Annascaul. Another point now will be handy before half-time. Very, very large crowd here, one of the biggest crowds we have seen here in a good number of years at the beginning of the senior championship. We had 19 teams, 9 club and 10 divisionals. Today we're down to the final 2. Who will it be? At the moment it looks to be Laune Rangers, but our second half is a long time to play in football as the ball is grabbed here by Pat McKenna. McKenna gets it inside, but it's nicely grabbed by the number 15, Billy O'Sullivan. Billy O'Sullivan's pass goes astray, but comes back to Billy again, and Billy fisting it outside now, grabbed inside here by Joe Shannon, back to Paul Griffin. Paul Griffin back to Joe Shannon. They're like they'll be playing a game of chess in here in the corner, and the ball is played back out again. Out to Boris, back to Paul again. Paul gets it inside, but broken down there, and Laune Rangers definitely taking a lot of the ball in there, and should probably have aimed for the score there a bit earlier, Bomber.
Yeah, well, I'd say they're quite happy now with the fact that they're hit so much and they're playing against the wind. You know, they're holding possession now at this stage.
We make it exactly 31.5 minutes gone in the first half, with some injury time already being allowed for pushing the back there on the last Annascaul scorer, Weeshy Lynch. And the last 3 times these sides met, well, they met in the 1990 County League that particular day. Annascaul 7, Laune Rangers 5. In the 1991 County League, Annascaul 2-6, Laune Rangers 1-13, a win for Laune Rangers. And this year's County League, Annascaul 1-11, Laune Rangers 2-10. Who will it be today in their 4th meeting? It's nicely grabbed here by the number 15. A good score coming on half-time. A beautiful score by Jeannie Farrell, the 21-year-old UCG student. and that definitely puts a bit of more fire back into them again. They now trail by 6 points, and if Laune Rangers were capable of scoring 1-8 against that win in the first half, then who's to say that Annascaul are not capable of doing that? Referee Dan Bond coming out to the side, Pat Sheed, linesman going into him. Something is happening up and down the sideline. He was not sure what it is, but Dan Bond is taking it all in and moving away from the action again. Kick out to be taken by Peter Lyons again, clad in his red cap, the oldest swinger in Killarney, they tell me at the moment, is playing football. He raised the trophy aloft the last time Killarney won it down in Fitzgerald Stadium in Killarney in 1989. That time was the first year the Bishop Moynihan Trophy was on offer. 32 minutes and 43 seconds played as the first half comes to an end here in Austin Stack Park, Tralee. The scoreboard reads 1-8 for Laune Rangers, no goal and 5 points for Annascaul. We'll be back with you very shortly for the second half. And the second half is on. Bomber number changes already.
Yeah, Bingo Driscoll has gone midfield for Annascaul and Matt Moynihan moved to the 40, that's all.
Joe Shannon grabbing it in Laune Rangers. Begin the second half as they finish the first into Billy O'Sullivan. And Billy O'Sullivan driving for goal here. Man found inside all his own. And Laune Rangers go for taking the point, hit the post, comes back into play. And away come Annascaul again. The start of the second half, 1-8 to 0-5 at half time. I'm sure Johnny O'Donnell had something to say to his charges, as too had John Evans. But upfield comes Tommy Budden, fouled as he does so. And it'll be a free up for Laune Rangers. Well, in this year's championship so far, Laune Rangers have played 3 games, and on their way they have scored 6 goals and 37 points against 129. Annascaul have played 4 games and scored 144 as against 230, and this leaves Laune Rangers well ahead in the scoring situation with an average of about 2 goals and 12 points per game. Annascaul just averaged 12 points per match. Laune Rangers have conceded almost 11 points a game, while Annascaul fared better from 4 games with under 12 points. The ball kicked in here, heading in towards an Annascaul man again, grabbing it out towards Mark Moynihan, and Mark Moynihan driving the ball out towards the sideline here, out over the sideline by one of the Laune Rangers men, and it's been called back again. Bingo Driscoll and Bingo Driscoll. Out the field it comes to the Laune Rangers, number 7. Shane O'Sullivan driving across. Driving it across from the far side. Kicked nicely across in the centre here. Laune Rangers looking very confident indeed of pushing the back there on Gerard Murphy, and it will be a free in to Laune Rangers. Well, coming up to today's game, Timmy Fleming has actually accounted for 14 of Laune Rangers total from play and frees. Billy O'Shea has scored 2-2, James O'Shea has scored 1-3, Pierce Pillman has scored 1-2, Billy Sullivan 1-2, Joe Shannon 4 points, Pat McKenna 4 points, Paul Griffin a goal, Tim Concrete 3, Joe Murphy 2, Mike Hassett 1, and that made up the Rangers total as this kick by Timmy Fleming, aiming to put it between the posts. Does he do that? He does indeed, and the first score for the second half coming from Laune Rangers after exactly 2 minutes and 25 seconds of the second half. Rangers launching forward the attack from the kick out again, and definitely looking to be in the driving seat at the moment. A marvellous kick gone all the way over the bar. That was some score by Billy O'Shea. Owen.
Shots now from Padraig, he's coming up from the field, coming to the top now.
From a crowd point of view now, from our 110 to 5 points, would you say that it's going to be heading, will a lot of them be finding that it's going to become very one-sided shortly?
Well, one never knows, but I think Annascaul's only chance now of winning this game is to score 2 or 3 goals.
And they would need to be getting those very shortly, as out comes their goalkeeper again to kick it high out into the sky. A very good kick against the wind, up go the hands grabbing for, but again a marvellous stretch, and how can you beat that kind of Laune Rangers football? John Evans definitely has this side in unbelievable shape. Bingo just running for the ball there to Mark Moynihan running for the free up to be quickly taken by Wishy letting the ball on the ground. Laune Rangers definitely, the babes of Kerry football, have done marvellous to even get this far. Wishy Lynch of course heads their scoring on the score with 11 points in play in the games up to today in 3. Sean Driscoll, the only one on the score player to score in all 4 games, has 8 points. Bingo has 6, Jeannie Farrell has 6, Mark Moynihan has 1-2 as they're gone in front of goals here, and Dan Moynihan going in to check to see what happened there. What do you think happened there, Owen?
We're watching the party because Adrian Hassett was having his hands around Jeannie Driscoll, and Jeannie Driscoll was calling on the umpires to do something about it, so even she just took a dive to bring a bit of attention to it.
Our man in the scene, Bomber Lichten, spots everything. The ball is kicked high. He had a good kick from Annascaul. Up goes Peter Lyons, grabs it nicely, this cool, calm goalie, and drives it out the field again. This kick to be taken by Tomás O'Dowell. A great kick from Tommy Doyle, a marvellous kick, a dangerous looking ball. Breaking down there, referee Dan O'Sullivan is awarding a free out. And Annascaul definitely have come a long way since 1976. They won the novice title in Division 3 back in 1976. In 1979 they won the Junior Championship. They won 3 intermediate titles in 82, 87 and 92. And Tom McCarthy captained them to Club Championship in 1989. They won 3 West Kerry Championships in a row in 88, 89 and 1990. In 1988, well, they won the West Kerry Championship for the first time in 31 years and were trained by Mike Willems. They beat Dingle in all of those 3 finals. And remember, there's a granddad today whom we send out a guards to up in the hospital in the regional. His name is Pat O'Driscoll. As Laune Rangers are driving forward again, looking for another score here. These Laune Rangers men are all over the place. Very one-sided affair so far. This kick is curled back into the air, but looks to be going out to the left and gone wide. As I was saying, Pat O'Driscoll in his mid-80s up in the hospital has 10 grandsons playing here with Annascaul today. As Laune Rangers definitely are playing the best football they've played in a long time. And that kick is put over the bar by Paul Giffen coming across from the far side. And definitely there is a touch of class about the way Laune Rangers are playing at the moment.
Oh yes, Tommy Fleming is resolving it at midfield and they're facing the ball on by saying taking their shots from far out, they're all gone over.
And with that, the Laune Rangers are on the score, bringing number 24 into the field. Number 24 is David Farrell, is being sprung in a last gasp. He's coming into the game after 6.5 minutes of play. Probably heavily injected. Who's coming off, I'm not sure at the moment. Coming off down here underneath us is Sean Fox Farrell. But they tell me that's not David Farrell wearing number 24. According to the programme it says David Farrell, but it's not actually David Farrell. It doesn't look like him anyway. He's a much bigger version of David Farrell if he is. But with that, Laune Rangers who lead by 111 to 5 points. Driving downfield again, playing superb football. Timmy Fleming now with the ball onto his right foot. About to go forward, fouled as he does so. Well, free and over there on the far side. Well, Laune Rangers, I suppose the experience of having 11 players of the first 15 who won championship medals back in 1989 definitely stemming to them today.
On the Annascaul team, John Ash
is the man who is coming. John Ash is coming for Sean Farrell. But Laune Rangers definitely underage work has paid off over the years. They were 1977 county minor champions. They contested 5 county minor championships in a row and won 3 of those. 86 they lost to Killarney. 87 they beat Castleisland. 88 they beat Stacks. 89 they beat St Brendan's. 1990 they lost to West Kerry and definitely have won an amount of underage titles in the county. The ball is out there in the middle of the field at the moment. Laune Rangers definitely all over the field at the moment. They're playing some superb football as the ball is kicked downfield again. You just imagine it's just a one-team show here at the moment. And this ball is grabbed by the number 13, who pulls an absolutely beautiful kick over the bar. Pat McKenna, the man from Steel Row, putting that one over the bar to make the score now 112 to 0-5. Laune Rangers definitely in the driving seat now. A club that was founded back in 1888. They have already won 7 county senior titles: 1889, 1890, 92, 93, 1900, 1911 and 1989. They won this Bishop Moynihan Trophy, which was first introduced, and will they win it for the second time? At the moment they're looking on their way as the ball is here by Joe Shannon. And Joe Shannon, a beautiful score, kick over the bar. Joe Shannon to Billy Shea, and Billy Shea makes it now 113 to 0-5. That's 16 points to 5, and it's looking very much now like the trophy is heading back for the banks of the lawn tonight, even though we've only played 9.5 minutes of the first half. What do you think, Bomber?
Looks that way now, unless fair play to Laune Rangers. They played fabulous football, and there were no doubt about it. They're the better team here today, and they're kicking beautiful scores, and just take your hat off to them.
Yes, indeed, Laune Rangers, as Bomber said, they are definitely are on fire today, and Annascaul have done all in their power. They've come from really the depths of nowhere with so many players injured and out due to various things. Bingo Driscoll, a man who's trying to lead by example, but today it looks like, unless that Annascaul can get a goal or two now, that the club development of underage football in Laune Rangers will be paying off, because they have won an unbelievable amount of underage competitions right throughout the years. With Annascaul driving forward again, but the pass this time goes into another Annascaul man who's fouled in there, but referee Dan Bond says play on. Tommy Doyle now pushing forward, trying to do something for his team. He's fouled as he does so. He's brought to the ground. He's down there at the moment. He's pulling and tugging. Could be action here when Tommy gets up. But talking, yes, this will be a free into Annascaul. Tommy Doyle not liking what's happening. Dan Vaughan giving the free. But talking about Laune Rangers, right over the years, since 1970 and 1992, they have won 12 county under 12. They have won 6 under 12 county championships, 16 mid-county championships. Oh no, ball! It's a ball! A beautiful score coming from nothing as we speak of Laune Rangers, what they had won. Back into the game, come on, Annascaul. Bingo bunkers, Bingo Driscoll put that one into the back of the net. Quick thinking there, Bomber. Will it be enough, Bomber? 8 points between them now. We won 11 minutes played in the church, remember?
The next 5 minutes now is going to decide whether we can build on that now.
Now can Annascaul build on that and come back into the action, but Laune Rangers counteracting straight away in the form of Gerald Murphy. They're driving downfield again. 113 to 1-5, that goal coming shot into the away. Come on, Annascaul again. The crowd getting behind them now as they drive downfield again. Can they do it? They've definitely got the heart, they've got the support. Have they got the football? Time will tell now. Johnny O'Donnell down there and his co-selectors, Frank Herlihy, Tom Kennedy, and of course the fitness manager Justin Dolan. The quickly taken again but broken out again. Laune Rangers are very, very active. They know now that these men from Annascaul are going to throw everything at them, but that's the goal the game needed, the life the game needed. But now we need to have another score from Annascaul if we're to maintain that. Ball hitting out over on the far side of the sun is beaming down here, a push on the back. The ball in the field, the Laune Rangers right over there on the far side. Annascaul definitely going to give it everything they have. This free kick will be taken over here on the far side by Timmy Fleming, the farmer from Muckness, and Timmy, who's based now in Killarney, former Kerry minor, who has won a Munster Senior Championship medal with Kerry, won All-Ireland under 21 and 2 Munster under 21s. As we have Dan O'Sullivan calling one of the Killarney players out here going into his book. Looks to be Paul Griffin. Going into the book of Dan as Timmy Fleming. He's in no major hurry to take this free kick.
John Higgins of the Kerry is kindly.
Timmy Fleming now, having waited for Paul Griffin to identify himself, kicks it into the danger zone. Of course, the hands grabbing for it. And again, in there we have a blue and white man coming for it, but he fist passes it out. Grabbed here by the man in the 40 who kicks a steamroller pass across, but he finds the number 7 on his own. And definitely that was a lucky pass, but a good score from Shane O'Sullivan, a man from Dromavalla. Will the cup be erupting there tomorrow night? Well, we've a long way to go yet. We've just played 14 minutes and 14 seconds. Kick out quickly taken here and nicely grabbed out here by the Annascaul number 5, passing it down to Tim Falvey, and Tim Falvey who's trying for all his might, as indeed are all these Annascaul players, who make it 114 to 0-5, or to 1-5 rather. Annascaul driving forward again. Back it comes to Tim Falvey, and Falvey driving it inside, but nicely grabbed in there by young Hassett, and Hassett turning onto his fist and pissing it outside here to Tommy Burden, and Tommy Burden definitely won't be going into any farm yard tomorrow morning to look after any capital he'll be taking the day off if they win this trophy. But the pass is kicked across the middle of the field. Gerald Murphy runs on again as does Joe Shannon, but the ball is lost on the ground by young Griffin. Paul grabs it again and still driving forward. This little bundle of foil working for Irish Way in Dublin, turning onto his right foot. Paul Griffin from Manus driving inside, but nicely grabbed by Jerry Line from Ballinaskellig. Jerry Line out to Bingo Driscoll. Bingo Driscoll down the field with the ball. Appears to be fouled as he does so. Referee says play on. Down it comes inside to the man on the 40, Sean Driscoll, and Sean Driscoll kicks it inside, but again in their way coming for it is the Laune Rangers number 2, that young Adrian Hassett from Carralake, and Hassett gets it outside to his brother Michael, the twin youngest player on the field, a student at Limerick University. He gets it downfield again into Jerry Line. This man is playing with all his heart, playing with all his might in his first year in senior championship football. Out it comes again to the middle of the field, kicked in by Bingo, tries to find a player, but again it's the Laune Rangers man coming through, that man, the score of the last point. Kept in play almost by Shane O'Sullivan, but out over the end line. We make it exactly 16 minutes and 14 seconds gone here in Austin Stack Park, Tralee, on this beautiful sunny Sunday in September. The final one we have is kicked across to Pat McKidder, the 26-year-old farmer from Walker. Grabbed over there by the Laune Rangers number 8, Timmy Fleming, going over, pushed out over the sideline. Referee says play on them now. He will award a free, or is it the sideline ball across on the far side. Dennis Reedy says it's Laune Rangers. They've taken it quickly. They're moving downfield again. Billy O'Shea driving forward, still going forward. He go for a point here, flicks it inside nicely. A chance of another score here. It's a left-legged drive, but this time it goes out to the left and very much harmlessly wide. 17-minute, Pat McKenna comes off the Lone Ranger team to be replaced by number 16, I think, Tim Cockery. Tygo Cockery, Timmy Cockery, Kerry Minor on 89. Out to the middle of the field, and it's amazing when you can have Kerry Minor players on the sideline. That'll tell you how strong a team must be, like Laune Rangers, 114 to 1-5. And any time a Laune Rangers player captain the Kerry Minor side, an amazing thing about it is that in Munster Championship they never lost a Munster title any year that they were captained by a Laune Rangers player. Over the years, I was just about to tell you there earlier on when that goal was scored by Annascaul, well, that Laune Rangers had won actually county championships under 14. They won 8. They won 18 mid-carry championships under 14. Under 16 county championships they won 8, and they won 16 mid-carry. Minor championships, well, they won 4 county championships, and they won 17 mid-carry championships. That will tell you really that the great work done, well started by Jerome Conway, Pat O'Shea, joined of course then by Liam Shannon, Patsy Joyne, Nola Mahoney, and many more who followed. Well, has paid off. But Annascaul driving forward here again now. Another goal will put the game back into the melting pot possibly, and Annascaul are going to give it all in their might. Johnny O'Donnell's men, I'm sure, won't give up without a fight. As Justin Doolan said, they're going to give it everything. Or will it come Laune Rangers again? Definitely very hard to get in past that defence bomber.
The defensive plan superb really. I think Laune Rangers have the beatings of them now in every part of the field.
It's a marvellous score there. It looks to be a good score. Yes, indeed. A beautiful point kicked over the bar there by the number 10, Paul Griffin again. A very, very good score. And Bomber, at this stage, it has to be said, I suppose, that really the underage success over the years is definitely paying off now for Laune Rangers.
Like 11 players out there playing with Laune Rangers, so they have played with Kerry. So that will just tell you the strength that's in the club. And as I said, Kerry Minors, players that are Kerry Minors on his subs in the team, and I see Pat John doing there as well on his sub. Just shows the strength and depth of Laune Rangers.
But I suppose it has to be said that that Annascaul definitely have done to get this far. Even this year, it's been a marvellous achievement for them. Even if today they are beaten, and we have a long way to go yet.
Well, it's never over till the fat lady sings. They say so. We cannot say anything, but it will not be a thing. Like, a small club like Annascaul to be missing 3 or 4 of their best players. There's no way any club could perform to their best, missing 3 or 4 of their best. For a small club, and
Yes, indeed. Ball going out to the right and wide there. Dan Baum going in to check it out to see what the score is. Out comes the ball again into the middle of the field. The sun beaming down here in Tralee as Laune Rangers driving forward again. Well, from the 89 team, who's missing? That's the question for you. Anthony Shannon, James Sheehan, Tommy Johnson, Murto O'Connor, Danny Cahill and Paddy Casey. The last 3 names are out because of injuries, so only Paddy Sheehan and Shane Sullivan remain of the defence, along with goalie Peter Lyons, as the ball goes out to the right and wide. Referee's attention being called to something over there, but the ball is kicked out again, grabbed by Paul Griffin. Paul Griffin from Manus the ball is being held up as Dan Sullivan goes over for something else again. Kick out up into the field again, hands go grabbing for it, and again it's Billy O'Shea. Billy O'Shea, the man from Langford Street in Killoughlin. He's only 21, but he has 2 Munster under 21 medals, 1 Munster minor medal, 2 minor counties, 1 under 21 county, 1 county league and 3 mid-carry. As away come Annascaul again in the form of the number 24, the Ashman that came on a moment ago. But definitely, no matter what anybody will think of Annascaul's performance today, we've got about 7.5 minutes left. But definitely having reached the county final for them will have been a major achievement. Disappointment, I'm sure, if they lose today, but well, they put a lot of hard work in, and they'll have to take the pride in the fact of reaching the final. Remember, the population of about 700 people. Another high probing dangerous ball. Lyons is under it as he grabs it. Well fetched by Peter Lyons, and away comes Peter again, gets it out, and he's fouled as he does so. He jumps, he does a bit of a dance for the crowd behind him there. His fans from Laune Rangers, as the ball comes out again to be grabbed here and pulled on the ground by Pierce Prindiville, the man who's now living in Kiel, working with Kling. Bingo Driscoll onto his right foot, drives it downfield into Jeannie Farrell. Jeannie Farrell's kick is high. Jeannie Farrell's kick is good. Another point for Annascaul. 23 minutes and 28 seconds gone, and it's 1:15 for Laune Rangers, 1-6 for Annascaul. Kick out again, coming down towards the sideline. Up go the hands, grabbing for it. almost heading for the sideline, going for the sideline. Referee Dan O'Sullivan says a free for the foul on the Annascaul number 5. Johnny Driscoll, the 21-year-old bricklayer who has been doing some work recently on the Empire State Building in New York, where he heads back the next week. The trainer of this Annascaul team, the fitness trainer, flies out tomorrow morning for Japan, would you believe, Justin Doolan. Hot ball down there, there's a bit of action down there, and trying to get fellas off the sideline and so on and so forth. John Evans is talking to the referee, Dan Sullivan. Number 17 is coming into the field for Long Ranger. Jerry Murphy is taking a break, and number 17, another Kerry Minor, Palm Murphy, was Kerry Minor 89. The ball is thrown in and out over the side into the Long Rangers line ball down here underneath us. The time left in the game, well, just under 5 minutes. The scoreboard reads 1:15 for Long Rangers, 1-5, 1-6. That's a difference of 9 points as Annascaul. Mark Moynihan driving forward again, trying to get a bit of the action again, get a goal here. They need a goal, need 2, need more, maybe need 3 to get back into the action. But a lot has happened in the final moments of football. Tommy Doyle driving forward, fouled as he does so. Referee Dan O'Sullivan awarding a free, and this could be taken quickly. They might go for the goal here. Tommy Doyle going back. He's trying with all his might. Will they go for the goal here, Bomber?
Yes.
Yes, very near it, but not quite good enough as the Long Rangers and Billy O'Shea from Langford Street comes forward again. The man, James O'Shea, the captain. The man from Lunhart, will he be taking the trophy back tonight? Will he be going to Denny's tomorrow morning? The men from Keele, from Mountain View, from Drumaballa, from Steel Roof, from Manus, and from Carrolake and Sunhill will be enjoying it tonight back in Castleisland, because now we've just got under 4 minutes. I can see John Evans down there, the superintendent. He will be promoted to superintendent possibly this week in Herlihy. The word was that he might, if Long Rangers were to win their first title since 1989. Definitely the crowd, the bulk of the crowd have been supporting Annascaul, but nobody can take away from the marvellous football that Long Rangers have played a Bomber.
Exactly, like from a neutral point of view, the game itself was a disappointing game, but you'd have to admire the Laune Rangers. They kicked some fabulous goals, and it isn't their fault that it wasn't a match.
Jerry Lyne definitely has tried all in his might. Johnny O'Donnell, John O'Donnell, Tom Kennedy, Frank Herlihy, Justin Doolan, you've done your work. You've got your team into a county final. Disappointed you will be, but definitely you'll have to take a bow for that in your first year in senior championship football. A lot of small clubs around the county would have been unable to do that. Well, the game continues into the final 3 minutes of the game as Tommy Doyle driving upfield again. Annascaul definitely epitomising the spirit of the many officers in that club. Sean Barry, who did great work over the years. Johnny O'Donnell himself, of course, played marvellous football with them over the years. And of course, as far as Long Rangers are concerned, well, their trainer John Evans and the men who were there before, Patsy Joy and John Clifford, well, they certainly have done the work. The likes of Jimmy Coffey, who's been involved with the club for a good many years, as Jerome Conway has, and the many more, too many to mention. It definitely will be another very proud moment for them tonight. Maybe not as exciting as when they won it in '89, due to the fact there was such a long break of 78 years, but today definitely, as the scoreboard now reads 1:15 to 1:6, Annascaul looking to put another score up on the scoreboard to make it possibly 1-7 or go for the goal. They go for the point, lobbing it in, broken down again, and Peter Lyons, the man who raised the trophy aloft, well, definitely will be watching tonight today, as James O'Shea will definitely raise it here this evening. Paddy Sheehan, the 31-year-old farmer, the father has a pub in Castleisland. Well, there'll be some celebrations there, I'm sure, and even now as you sit in the stool watching this, whenever it may be, I'm sure you're enjoying it. But look at Annascaul, definitely Bomber Great Heart fighting all the way to the end.
Oh, they are, yeah. They're trying their best, but I think they will make a better team. They make their match today. I think they lack to be the strength up front. They had to be given excellent ball in if their forwards were to win it. They didn't have the strength to win the 50-50 balls.
And there it definitely sums it up as, again, Annascaul and Tommy Doyle still playing great football, Bomber, didn't he?
Oh yeah, like you'd feel sorry for Tommy. He gave it his all. No one can point any finger at him. It was a great achievement for him. He was 37 or 8, and he was by no means the worst man out there today.
As the ball goes over the bar again and greeted with very little cheer of the shield, because most of the crowd are now leaving Austin Stack Park here in Tralee, and I wonder what would you rate the chances now of Laune Rangers going on and doing maybe what Dr. Crokes did, Bomber, going on to win the All-Ireland Club Championship?
Well, I see no reason why not. They put in the effort now, and if they're not just happy to have won a Kerry County Championship, but they give the effort. There's no reason why they can't go the whole way.
So anybody who may have put a bet on that earlier, well, your bet will be riding high tonight. There's a long way to go yet, of course, in All-Ireland Club Championship glory, but for tonight and for today, the 24th of September 1993, definitely another day to be remembered in the history of Laune Rangers, because we are now just 20 seconds away from the full-time whistle, and the work that's been done by John Evans in this particular year, the motivation behind the site has paid off, and all the many sponsors, and in particular their main sponsor, the fishery, has definitely paid off. Annascaul, I'm sure, will want me to thank everybody and anybody who's helped them on their way to today, their sponsors, anybody who has helped them in any way towards contributions, the officers, the players themselves, I'm sure. We want to thank the supporters in particular in a big way for turning out here in large numbers today. As referee Daniel Sullivan, we have entered the 30th minute of the second half. Referee Daniel Sullivan going to hop the ball over on the far side. Amongst it, a lot of Annascaul players, and still the hunger is in them, fighting for this ball in these the final moments. Referee Dan O'Sullivan looking at his watch. Annascaul still attacking, so it now looks that it's going to be 8 county senior titles for Laune Rangers to add to the ones won in 1889, 1890, 1892, 1892, 1900, 1911 and 1989. The Bishop Moynihan Trophy will definitely be returning back to the banks of the Laune tonight. What celebrations will follow? Well, I'm sure they'll last for a number of days at any rate. Tommy Daly is fouled again. Annascaul still driving forward. We've played 31 minutes of the second half, and Annascaul are trying for all their might. This man is going for a try. He's still going through, but he's fouled as he does so. And referee says no, it's not going to be a scrum. He says it's going to be a free in. This will be taken by Tommy Doyle, possibly again. We played 31 minutes and 8 seconds of play, and one of the biggest crowds ever to see a county final here played in Austin Stack Park in Tralee today have definitely turned out for this one. It'll be a one to be remembered. The mentors on the sideline getting very excited there. You can see them as the kick is put over the bar, and another good score for Annascaul, but coming possibly way too late, 1-8 to 1-15. The mentors on the sideline waiting to come onto the field. Excitement is at fever pitch down there. The crowd about to erupt as referee Dan O'Sullivan has blown the final whistle, and Laune Rangers, the men from Killoughlin, coached and trained by John Evans, John Clifford and Patsy Joy, definitely the deserving winners on the day, Bauer. Well, listen, thank you very much for joining us here today, and hopefully there will be very exciting night tonight in Killoughlin, and I'm sure the same will happen in Annascaul. Either way, there'll be action there with the crowd now bursting onto the field, and very shortly now James O'Shea, the captain, will go up to accept the Bishop Moynihan Trophy from the President Chairman of the Kelly County Board, Sean O'Sullivan O'Cally. The captain, James O'Shea. For playing with their heart from the very beginning to the very end of this match. And by now, their leader, the result of victory, nevertheless, everybody in this house today, and the crowd, they set the country to Padraig, the great victory over any countries which have never participated, and in the second half of that day against Castleisland. Annascaul, you can be proud of yourself and salute to tonight. Yes, indeed, very good echo, sentiments echo there by Sean Kelly, Chairman of the County Board. You were beaten in the final by a team or a great team, representing a great club, who put an awful lot of work and great organisation in the South Coast. Congratulations to your officers, the Roman officers, the others who stayed in the sector, and above all, your wonderfully talented bunch of players. Well done to you. KLB, who sponsored the championship the last couple of years, and come on, of course, as you hopefully man-match reception for both the hurling and football finalists as they face the Grammy and Borough. So now I'm going to conclude by saying
And the Robinson will say, up the puck to the middle.
The Bishop Moynihan Trophy.
Of the custody for the Chief Bishop Moynihan Trophy on behalf of the Royal Team. There are so many people I would like to thank, firstly, but especially I would like to thank all supporters. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Mrs. Laune, for doing everything in our power this year. The credit union, Laune, and all the many people that have supported us through this year. There's so many of them, I could go through more. With our officers in the club, there's so many of them, especially Rob Conway, Jimmy O'Shea, James Coffey, Neil Shanahan, many more. To our selectors, Nancy Johnny, and the supporters club, everything that is for us this year, for the fundraising committee. I'd like to thank the Annascaul team for a brilliant game this year. They have done wonderful stuff for making the final. Going into this game, there was one team we feel, because they had 15 players that we expected. I'd like to give them 3 cheers. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. There is one more man I would like to thank. Without him, this day wouldn't be possible. This man has given his heart and soul to our greatest team for the past 3 years. And that man is our trainer, John Evans. One more thing, here for him, if you want to pass it tonight, Laune is the place to go.
Jerome Conway, congratulations, fantastic achievement really. It was a super performance, could only put it like that.
First of all, I'd like to, not answering your question, Paddy, I'd like to pay tribute to Annascaul. In their inaugural year in the county championship, they played powerful stuff, and to get to the county final must have been a dream for them. They played great stuff, despite the fact that they were missing David Farrell, and then Johnny Doyle went off injured as well. That must have been a huge blow to them. Coming to ourselves, I want to pay tribute to our players. After all, it's the players that go out and win any competition, and I thought they were superb today. I want to pay tribute to our selectors. I want to pay tribute to John Evans particularly, who had an outstanding year with this team. I want to pay tribute to the club officers. I want to pay tribute to our supporters club, the finance committee, who made everything so easy for us this year by gathering the sponsorship. I want to pay tribute to the people of Castleisland. The whole parish was dotted with blue and white for the past week, and the town itself was a sea of blue and white. I can tell you, Paddy, it's great to be back at the top again of football in Kerry.
Have a great night, Jerome. Well done. Timmy Fleming, just off the field of play. Timmy, fantastic achievement. Did you think it would be as easy as that?
No, I didn't actually, even though we played great stuff in the first
Fantastic football.
Especially against the Breeze, and Annascaul tried to help us and fairness, and we always knew, even by out in the second half, we were well up by 6 points. We felt like they had to win the second half as well, because Annascaul, they have showed that they'd always come back.
How did you feel compared with the 1989 one?
This one is just as sweet, I think.
Just as sweet, yeah.
It is, yeah.
All the hard work has paid off.
It has, yes.
Will it make a busy week?
Oh, it will, yeah, hopefully.
Well done. Congratulations. With me here, the man whom I said had covered at least 33 miles after about 10 minutes of the first half, Billy O'Shea. Fantastic performance.
It was good. Thankfully everything went according to plan today.
Tell me, that was one of the best performances you've had in years, in fairness.
It was a good performance. The Crokes performance I thought was our best in a long time, you know. But today would certainly match that performance.
What's the plan for tomorrow, Billy?
Well, if we get up tomorrow after tonight, I'd say we might have to go to the reception side in Laune. I'm not too sure about that, but we certainly enjoyed tonight anyway. I think we deserve it, and I'm delighted for John Evans. You know, he's done quite a lot for us over the last 3 years, and this is the culmination of his work, and I'm delighted for him overall.
Fantastic, well done. Peter Lyons here with me. You were captain in '89. Today was a marvellous achievement as well. How did it compare?
'89, we had a good team in '89. We had a good team today. John Evans, I was captain in '89. I suppose it was that extra bit special.
Right.
But today, like, you know, I was a goalkeeper. I was supposed to keep the ball out the net. It went in, one went in, but our backs, our midfielders, our forwards, they were magnificent. And John Evans was a credit. Like, I've been on the John now 3 years, and he's unreal. Do you know, he's taught me good pass, bad pass to my game. I like to say in Tate now, John Evans, you're one hell of a man, and we just hope we can go further now in the Munster Championship. And
that's the next goal. Well done.
Okay,
Well
thanks,
done.
Padraig.
Put it on, Charlie. Below Gellin, Miles Peddle, there's supporters, there players, everybody. Gather in behind them. Excitement is a favourite pitch. Patsy, did you ever think you'd be back here again after being involved? You would suspect in '89 you'd be back again in such a short space of time doing a championship.
Well, I was hoping we'd be back in sooner, like after '89, like, you know. Which is, if we can get one every 4 years, I suppose we're on Rumble. You know?
Which is a fantastic performance.
Yeah, okay. Mighty performance in the hard back line, moreover, like, you know. And well, to the 15-man effort, like, and we took it from there, like, you know. You can't tie down 15 good men together.
It'll make a great week.
Oh, make a great week.
Enjoy it, well done. A team now with the skies in the background. Well, Patsy going in, the whole squad going in, very, very happy bunch indeed. John Evans, I'm sure, will sing some rock shandies over the next week, as indeed will all the lads. Yes, indeed, the crack is mighty. Be happy, says John Evans, one man who knows how to make himself happy. No boozing, says Peter Lyons, the man that knows that's not good for the system. With me at the moment, the man responsible for it all, the man whom they're lauding, John Evans, an unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable performance of football today, in fairness.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They played very well. Not to say that Annascaul didn't play well, but Laune Rangers had this hunger. We kept a low profile on it. We had an unbelievable hunger when we went out to Cordal, when Jimmy Roach had played 19 challenge games over with St. Kieran's. I know Jimmy Roach had prepared a very good St. Kieran's team, and we just had this massive hunger to get back, because we'd been knocked for the last 3 years, 4 years since we lost the championship, that we were no good. We went on against Stax, and I've no doubt about it, but I saw one of the meanest Stax team ever bring out, and we just took them on and went again against the wind in the second half. I knew there was heart and soul in these fellas, and the one thing I'm saying is that when we came against Crokes played out of their skin, but I couldn't say this to you before the game. They played out of their bloody skin this year against Laune Rangers. They played the best football they've played in the last 2 years, and we still beat them. And we came out here against a very tenacious Annascaul. I know they were hit with numbers, with injuries and one thing and another, but I'll tell you one thing, Laune Rangers is and will become the stronghold of football in Kerry, because we play it with a passion.
And what's going to happen from here today? I mean, this is not over here. I mean, there's a Munster Championship ahead now. Like, obviously you won't think about it for a few days, but it's there in the future.
I believe that there's a lot of years left in this team. I remember, and I quoted, and I said it already to Noel Mahoney just a few minutes ago. When you're good, you've got to keep winning, win as much for your club, because you'll be down, and there'll be years when we will go down. But at the moment, we have a young lads coming into the team with the injection of some great masterly play there by the older players, and it's just that blend and that will to get on. I believe that's what it's all about.
What's the plan for tonight, John?
The plan is that we're going out for a meal, and you know, we're relieved, I suppose.
Have you work tomorrow, John?
No, I don't have work tomorrow. If I was in Knocknagoshel when I celebrated with G, I didn't have work either. I always take an all day off, like, you know, Padraig.
John, enjoy it. Well done again.
Thanks very much, Padraig.
Well done. Well done. Herlihy, describe to me how you're feeling at this stage.
I can't describe how I'm feeling. even though I've been through it before, I just can't. I was too young in '89 to
appreciate what it's all about.
All about. Yeah, I just walked into the team for the semi-final, and I won the minor the week before, but I just can't describe how I'm feeling today.
It's a fantastic feeling.
Oh, it is a marvellous feeling altogether.
It'll make a great night.
Oh, it'll make a great winter.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Come here, John, come here a second, come here now. Sean Barry Piero of the Annascaul Club, very disappointing for you. How are you feeling at this stage?
Oh, very disappointed, of course. I mean, we felt we didn't play up to our potential, and we had a run of bad luck as well. We lost the injuries we had coming into the game. We lost Johnny Doyle earlier on through an ankle injury, and things just didn't go right for us. But at the same time, we're very, very proud of our lads. Having got there and having put on a very good display in the final. And what this team has done for a small rural parish cannot be described. The atmosphere in Annascaul and camp over the last week has been absolutely tremendous, and I think rural clubs need a successful GA club to bring a bit of excitement into the place every now and then, bring a bit of local pride, and we're very, very proud of our lads. We have nothing at all to be ashamed of.
Well done, Sean. Well done. Now with some of the fine Killoglan honks, Joe Shannon, well done, fantastic achievement. How are you feeling?
Thanks, buddy. In a state of shock and unbelievement, I suppose. It hasn't sunk in at all yet. Didn't expect to get as easy as we did, right. Possibly our second quarter, our second 10 minutes probably in the first half swung the game for us. Half time was very evident they were coming in with their heads down, and it gave us an extra incentive again going back out. The goal, okay, well, it says back a small bit. I suppose the character the team came through again. We just picked up points.
Tell me, will the banks be open in Limerick tomorrow in Croom?
They might be, but they'll be open without me at that much.
Well done. Well, Mike Hassett, how did you feel before the game?
I was a bit nervous, alright, Naturally, it was a big occasion, and a big crowd there as well.
At half time, coming in with a very good lead, did you feel you were in the driving seat at that stage?
Yeah, well, I suppose we felt fairly confident, really, with a bit of a lead as well. So we had the adventure of the wind as well. So we're looking forward to a good second half.
Tell me about the pep talk. Was there any table broken or any bottle broken in the pep talk beforehand?
There's nothing like that. We did it out in the field, I think. And John got us going alright at the start. So the rest was done on the field.
Tell me what your plan for the rest of the week. Will you be staying around?
Well, I'm supposed to be starting Limerick tomorrow, but I think we'll put it off until next week. So.
Well done. Mike, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Fantastic.
Did you think Mike ever going to win it today?
Oh, I did. I said to myself, they can do it.
This Evans man, they say he's a very wild man, this John Evans fella.
He's a great trainer. He's one of the best in Kerry.
Well done. Former Carroll's All-Star, Frankie Russell. Frankie, that was a great win today.
Great win, yeah. I played with George Shannon there and Pierce Prindle and these fellas when I was...
Did you play with those?
I did. And I'm delighted for them that pulled it off today. A great bunch of lads, and I think myself Laune Rangers will dominate Kerry football for the next 10 years. With the under-16 won the county championship this year, and they're great young players.
The work done it on the radio over the years has been, in the club has been fantastic, hasn't it?
Noel Mahoney, Jerome Conway, John Evans, all these fellas have made done a great job for the club back there, and with Billy O'Shea and Timmy Fleming and them players, I've no doubt that Laune Rangers will be there, will dominate Kerry football for a good few years to come.
Thank you very much. Johnny O'Donnell, I suppose, very hard and very disappointing at this stage, but to have got there was fantastic in the first place. How do you feel at this stage?
Naturally enough, we're disappointed after losing the county final, but on the day we just wasn't good enough. Killoglan went out there and they produced a sparkling performance. Something like they did against the Crokes, they did the same outside against Kieran's, and just simply at the end of the day we weren't good enough.
A big drawback though, having had three of your best players on the bench for such a small rural club.
We knew at the start of the year, and a lot of people, one of the reasons they were against us going around that our panel wasn't strong enough, but I think Lady Luck just deserved to stay in the end. We lost 3 players, and we don't go out in the county final losing 3 players of calibre like David Farrell, Thomas McCarthy and Kevin Shea.
Which you happened to meet in a Laune Rangers team today who were really on fire, played super football, didn't they, Johnny?
Well, there's no doubt about that. He just stayed for a spell in the second quarter of the first half, and we just had no answer to it, and I think the game was won and lost in that stage.
Johnny, thank you very much. So with those final words from the Annascaul trainer, Johnny O'Donnell, you've seen the action in the dressing room, and now we leave Austin Stack Park Tralee as the crowd wait for the arrival of the Annascaul and the Killoglan team. We leave Austin Stack Park Tralee and we head to Killoglan for the homecoming and the victors of the day, Killoglan. So here we are, it's now 8:30, the bonfires are blazing here in Killoglan, and any moment now the team will be arriving on the team coach here to march through the streets of Killoglan. Yes, here they come, the bus arriving, there you see it arriving. The skies have been lit up with the bonfires, and here they come. The bus, not Rangers. James O'Shea lighting from the bus. Here they come.
Cheers back. Cheers back.
A long night ahead.
And we're going to celebrate it well.
Then Bridie Evans, the wife of the coach, who got no sleep last night. That's how you do it.
Buddy.
That's not bad.
Hey, we're looking for a fair boot.
Man, they're talking about the time.
Farewell,
And Tommy Fleming.
How do you guys? Oh, victory is sweet.
Lights up, lightning hitting the lot with the crowd. Absolutely huge here in this town tonight.
Come on, knock the dasher!
So with the crowds in here to Castleisland, band in their thousands, we are just giving you sample of what's happening tonight. So sit back now very sharply and look at the highlights of what happened today. We'd like to say thanks very much to all the Annascaul who helped us, to all the Laune who helped us, and to especially to Frank Crafterly. Thank you for your help. Sit back now, relax, well done taking off then, and have a look at the highlights of the day.
Come on!